Good evening everybody and welcome to BSR Race Night here on Apex Racing TV and of course iRacing Live. It is the month of May, so guess what? We're at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the United States. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath. Alex Simpson is on the cameras and Adam, well, this is the perfect place, isn't it, to be. The Indy Grand Prix is at the weekend and well, that should be fun as well, but tonight we've got the Porsche and we've got the Kia. They're all going to battle around this ridiculously famous circuit.
Yeah, it is. Hello, everybody. Yeah, the Indianapolis road course. It's the layout that F1 last raced on now 10 years ago, and was one of the scene of one of its most embarrassing moments as well. But yeah, this is the place to be. May 2017. Of course, everyone's waiting with anticipation to see how Fernando Alonso will get on. But yeah, the Kia and the Porsche, two very different cars, going to be tackling the tight and twisty infield section we've got here. And the very fast, flat-out demanding section is the turn 13 banking, where we've seen quite a few drivers meet their match over the years. So yeah, 6 races coming up over the next few hours, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, the only real change from the Formula 1 layout is that the hairpins have gone and it's replaced by a quite a tight S's section. So yeah, we'll see what that brings to proceedings. Just looking at qualifying, actually, we've got about 4 minutes of qualifying left. Christian Rose is currently on pole by half a second. I mean, that's something we've not seen from Rose all season, is that kind of pace. And ahead of Matthew Bunn, Sam Kumo in third, fourth is Adam McNally, and fifth is Steve Hefford. The Porsche has been a bit of a breath of fresh air for our BSR series this season. Tommy Osgaard, who has won a couple of races this season, isn't taking part tonight because I think he's in Norway.
Okay.
He's in Oslo, I think, more specifically. He may be from Norway anyway.
There's no Andy Scheel either today.
No Andy Scheel last week either.
R007. In fact, yeah, third in the championship, Andy Scheel. Only through the championship standings, actually, as well. Sam Kumo leading the way for Team Cheese and Wine. I'm sure they're very happy with that. I'm probably a bit surprised as well. Dan Blake in second for Youth Energy. Obviously didn't have too much luck in the Kia. He's having in bucket loads here, as well as the great performances in the Porsche. Andy Scheel, as we were saying, in third. Adam McNally fourth. Conrad Venter making 2 Cheese and Wine cars inside the top 5. And then Steve Hefford sixth, privateer. Matt Bunn for CQR Club in 7th. David White for CQR S-Line in 8th. And then 9th, Michael Blake and Ashley Blakewood rounding out the top 10.
I was speaking to Sam Kumo earlier on in the week, and he was saying that fairly surprised that he is leading the way, but he's just gone for consistency over everything else. That's Christian Rose into the barrier on the inside, just leading on to the back straight, and that's a reset, and I believe that'll be him done for qualifying, because I'm pretty sure you can't reset halfway through the session. So Rose will be hoping that pole position time stands. Yeah, I was just back to Sam Kumo. He even missed a meeting earlier on in the season as well, and he's still leading the way, Adam, which means that obviously done exceptionally well.
Doing fantastic. But yeah, I remember him at the start of the season at Phillip Island. He's able to put up a strong defensive display there, and yeah, the rounds he's been doing a pretty good job. Only 17 cars here today, so that means even when we have the full reverse grid for the second race, he should still stand a good chance of getting another top 10 if he gets a good result in this first race.
I don't believe he's won a race yet this season, but I'm sure he will try to put that one right today. He's got a good chance there, I think, with only being less than a 10th off of second place. You know what can happen around this circuit. We've seen races of attrition here in Formula 1 before.
Oh yeah, I think Minardi got a point.
I think they did.
Back in 2004, Charles Baumgartner.
So, you know, anything can really happen around here. Talk about the circuit itself then. So you've got the really long flat out section. It's about 30 seconds of flat out section from final corner. That's probably turn 11, I think, according to the naming conventions, all the way towards the first S's section, turn 1. And really, there is an interesting balance to be struck between top speed and downforce around this track.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see the two polar opposites of downforce versus speed, as Matt Bunn goes for a spin through the very tricky second half of the lap, which has changed a bit actually since Formula 1 last race around. It was a lot more tighter when they were there. However, this has been slightly modified for when the bikes started coming here. But yeah, we'll see what the drivers can do. You can guarantee almost that CQR, the CQR team will have a very good setup for this circuit. They always do seem to have one whenever we go anywhere, really. So no surprise why they're near the front. It'll be interesting to see what the likes of the privateers can do. They're running by themselves. We'll see what they can achieve as the checker flag has just come out.
Yeah, and Richard Gafenchu's put himself on the front row of the grid, so that's a really good start to the evening's action for him. Oh, Rose hitting the wall earlier on, it doesn't appear to have affected him. Is there anybody still out there on a flying lap? It looks like Sam Kumo could be. They then round the banking for the final time, the fin towards the line. And over the Ada bricks he goes, and he does not improve. So 127.364. The bikes, incidentally, I believe they went the right way around the oval, did they, Adam?
Yes, they do, and they miss out the what would be turn 30, what is turn 13 on this layout. And in fact, that's what the Indy cars use as well. They use that quick, or they use that very slow chicane in a loop section. So yeah, that's what they do.
All right then. So with qualifying pretty much over, Adam, if you could take us through the starting grid for round 13 of the season.
Okay, so let's run you through the grid. Car 93, starting on pole position, Christian Rose. Second is Richard Gafencu with Matthew Bunn in third. Sam Kumo fourth. Adam McNally in fifth. Sixth is Steve Hefford with Josh Valentine seventh. Frankie Mayers in eighth. Michael Blake in ninth. And 10th, Ashley Blake Hood. 11th is Conrad Venter with Dan Blake in 12th. Taylor Lane, who's just put himself up into 13th, ahead of Jason Greenfield. Rick Scott in 15th, and then the cars that didn't set times. Adam Delmont in 16th, and starting in the back in 17th will be Adam Delmont. In fact, those two will be the other way around because Adam Delmont's got the higher I rating. So Landemore in... Adam Delmont's in 16th, Simon Landemore 17th.
Adam Delmont, incidentally, had a big crash before you joined the qualifying session. So he was already out of qualifying before we'd even got a chance to start a flying lap, unfortunately for him. And the official time has run down. Just a reminder that coming up tomorrow night is the BSR Billy Whiz fundraiser for Billy Munger, and we'll be bringing you that live here on Apex Racing TV. So that's another great sort of celebration tomorrow night of racing, Porsche and Kia once again, but on the same track together. That could be quite messy, Adam.
Yeah, I believe we're racing around Brands Hatch, aren't we? Yeah. I don't know if it's the Indy or the Grand Prix circuit, but either layout, it's still going to be pretty tightly congested out there, and they're equaling the balance of performance so that the Porsche will be on par with the Kia. And
I think they said they can't do that now.
Okay.
It was too fast. The Porsche was too fast.
I was going to say, even front-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive, it might not end well if that happens, but we're going to have to tune in to find out what's going to happen tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Already over nearly £1,500 has been raised for that one, so fantastic contributions from everybody in the BSR community. Probably confirmed, a few beyond.
Confirmed, we've got two BTCC drivers confirmed. Ash Sutton and former Audi driver Rob Austin are going to be on the grid, and we're going to get ready for the start now.
We are indeed. Here we go then, everybody's ready. And 10 laps of Indianapolis begins now. Green light is on. It's a great start by Rose. And Bunn already has gone past Gafencu. And a crash in the middle, and it's just like the Indy Grand Prix a couple of years ago. There is a pile-up on the front stretch. And there's 3 wide into the first corner. Gafencu has gone round. And also off is another CQR car. I believe that is Ashley Blake Hood. So it was just like that terrible pile-up at the start of the Indy Grand Prix in, I think, 2015, Adam, and it's happened again.
Sam Kumo, where's Sam Kumo gone? He's off. The leader is off. And
Conrad Venter's got no bonnet. There's all sorts going on out there.
Oh yeah, it was just like that Indy Grand Prix. And yeah, what does this all mean? Christian Rose
turned.
Christian Rose has the lead, and Josh Valentine, dear me, don't know where he was heading to.
It's, you know what? I think it's Steve Hefford that started all this. I think he's moved across on Valentine. I wonder if we can get a replay of that on the screen. But yeah, Hefford, I wonder if he thought he was clear. Just dives across to the left and hits Valentine, and and whack, all hell breaks loose.
Almost shades of the BSRTC race we had here a few years ago. Actually, we had a pile up.
Yeah.
We had a traffic jam of great proportions, and Josh Valentine, well, there's a rocket ship on his way to Mars, I think.
The collision course is out of control. As Christian Rose leading though for CQR, he's turned his pole position into the first lap in the books. Matt Bunn in second, and now across the line in third is the Youth Energy car of Adam McNally. Now he started in fifth. He's gained from Sam Kumo's misfortunes and Gafenku having a poor start. He's moved up the order.
Well, we shouldn't have been talking about Sam Kumo's so much, shouldn't we? Yeah, that's poor for him. He's down in 12th as Dan Blake is now up past Taylor Lane into 6th position. Dan Blake, we usually see him do very well in race 2s. However, in this opening race, doing a very good job. 6 positions to 6th. Next up for him is going to be Richard Gafenku, as we're now on our way onto the backstraight again.
At least from our colleague's point of view, Mr. Kumo, at least he didn't hit anything, I don't think. So doesn't look like he's got any damage on that 4911 Cup car. Does he now have the pace though? He's got a long way to catch up. He's only got 10 laps to do it. Rose, who was very, very quick in qualifying, is now coming under some pressure from his teammate Matthew Bunn. And Bunn, who's sitting currently 7th in the standings. Well, I wonder if they're going to do a bit of a switch round here. Allow Matt Bunn to take the lead.
Quite remarkable, isn't it, that Matt Bunn's so far down in the standings, considering he's run the majority of the season so far. I mean, Rose doing a lot of defending here. Races in the Formula Renault series as well, which we have on Tuesday nights.
Have a look then, Bunn going past his teammate. Turn 1. Nice and orderly there for CQR. It's a great livery on the CQR car, I must say. And yeah, off into quite a nice lead, really, already.
Taylor Lane has got back past Dan Blake. So Dan Blake down to 7th position, Taylor Lane back up to 6th. As off goes Rose and Bunn. Off goes Matt Bunn.
Gafenku is round as well.
I heard tyres skidding. Yeah, the CQR car Bunn around, and Richard Gafenku, who was in 5th at the time, down to 7th position now.
Oh, Bunn just lost it in the middle of that long left-right, those sweepers. And yeah, through goes Adam McNally into P2. He'll be loving this. He's just getting gift wrapped positions left, right and centre. Bunn surely cut the course there on the final corner. He had all 4 wheels over the inside curve, so surely that's going to be a slowdown. If it's not, I will be absolutely appalled. In all my years of Grand Prix racing.
Oh dear, Sam Kumo's in the wars again. There's all going horribly wrong. That's the end of the backstraight.
Not even massively warm out there, so we're seeing quite a lot of spinners. And yeah, it's as Gafenku and Blake now going to battle. Gafenku was 3 seconds ahead of Blake before the spin. He's trying to go through here on the man who lost out at Donington Park by less than a 10th of a second. Less than a 100th of a second, sorry, it was. And Gafenku going through into P6.
Yeah, so Dan Blake had that 6th position for a brief moment as he gets all crossed up going through, I believe it's turn 3. Another lock-up by the car in front, that is Taylor Lane.
Vince made quite a number of changes to this layout, haven't they, for the IndyCar series, and we're going to see those at the Indy Grand Prix.
They've also, they've put a chicane where those sweepers are now, and they've also made this left-hander much sharper, more of a 90-degree left-hander rather than this sweeping left-hander that it is.
Well, that could be better. We'll see. I mean, it might provide overtaking. I'm hoping we can get that layout potentially on iRacing or something interesting. Definitely. Oh dear! I've just had a quick look at Conrad Venter's car. He has just gained a place to 11th place. But look at the state of that. Good thing the engine's in the rear, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll just be your luggage that's been thrown out now that that's all exposed.
They've been ejected from the cabin on a budget airline. Sam Kumo. Well, I'll tell you what, Josh Valentine went flying, didn't he? He got some air miles on that one.
BSRTC.
But it's the nature of this track, isn't it? Especially down the front straight, because it's encased by walls. If somebody does that, and we've seen that a few times in the past, you get that very situation, and they're kind of lucky in a way that it wasn't someone at the very front of the grid.
It's something that we don't have with other circuits, is it? With Indianapolis, because of it being an oval. Obviously, you've got the pit lane and the walls pretty close together down the front stretch anyway. So there isn't really anywhere for the cars to go. So you are going to get big pile-ups like this in those situations. I don't know. We're probably doing another standing start, aren't we? For the there's another battle going on, I think.
Sorry, yeah, it was Gafenku trying to get past Taylor Lane. Sorry, carry on then.
I was just going to say, I think for the Indy Grand Prix we do have standing starts, don't we, for that? So we'll see what happens there as Gafenku has a little look at the inside there.
It was, unless they banned them after the last one. I don't know. It wasn't last season though, was it? I think it was the season before when all that stuff kicked off.
We had a few pile-ups that year as well. I think we had one away from the line as a few cars stalled.
Oh yeah, there's been a few.
Through the final yeah, through turn 13, a jinx. There's a Gafenku closes up onto Taylor Lane. We'll see if he can pick up much slipstream. Obviously, you would have seen in the IMSA and in the iRacing Porsche Cup, which is all on Apex Racing TV, that it is pretty difficult to get overtakes done here. But Indianapolis proving to be as off. Oh, Gafenku nearly loses it.
Yeah, he outbrakes himself and he just nudged the back of the car in front. Oh, Lane going sideways through the first sector. It's a tricky first sector. The rhythm is a bit strange through a couple of these corners, but.
Sam Kumo up the inside of Simon Landemore. Rick Scott's come into the pit lane for some reason.
Contact! Landemore and Kumo. Oh no!
Oh no! And he's over.
Up and over.
And that's the end for Adam Delmont.
So not only did he crash out of qualifying, he's now been disqualified. Here.
Sam Kumo's car representing some cheese that's got very much gone off. As Matt Bunn's gone off himself. This is the corner before the final. Well, basically the straight to the line. Loses it there. That's going again. Doesn't lose any positions. Well, at least that's he does. He loses it once to Adam McNally, so down to third position.
It looks and feels. I've spun a car there in the past, and it looks and feels like one of the most pathetic spins you'll ever see because it's such low speed, and especially when the car sort of barely breaks away. But in the rear-engine car, it's very, very difficult to control it once the back comes around because the back is so heavy.
Simon Landemore might have been another victim of the DQ. In fact, he has. What happened to him? And it's going to be a massive shame for him. He loses control of the car into that corner you were talking about, and because he loses control of the car, it's a 2X, and that's the end of him.
Oh yeah, the 1X would have been okay. All started, because he got too wide on the previous right-hander, and was carrying too much speed. Tried to go to the right too quickly, lost the rear, and round goes Landemore. It's not a good day for most of the drivers out here, I must say that. And Matt Bunn again has gone.
Yeah, he's now behind Gafenku.
Bunn again?
So
absolutely ridiculous amount here. 3 spins for Matt Bunn. We call him Matt Spuns.
At least he isn't done for the day yet, as he's going through second half of the lap. Taylor Lane fancies his top 5 spots here.
You can tell his tyres are cooked though. Oh, and Lane was nearly cooked then for a second.
Starting to resemble toasted buns.
Well, we had toasted cheese earlier on with Sam Kumo, yes, and Venta, so yeah, why not?
Cinnamon spun, as our colleague Alex Simpson says.
There you go.
Ashley Blakehood versus Dan Blake then as they come over the timing line to start lap 8, 3 laps to go. This is over 7th and 8th. Blakehood on his surge back through the field after the issues on the opening lap of the race. When does he not seem to have issues really, Ashley Blakehood? He's through and into 7th.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Dan Blake didn't really have any surge protection on that one, did he? Because Blakehood went through. Oh, Blake nearly off. The drivers are having so much trouble with this track. It's unbelievable. I haven't seen any circuit really with so many errors as this in one such short race in this series.
tricky track, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but it's also quite a short track. Comparatively, anyway. Matt Bunn now's going to have a go at Gafenku.
Will it be a surface low on grip? It is the first race of the day.
It is a bit. There's some sort of concrete sections and things like that. I don't know if Alex can give us any indicator to what the circuit's like compared to some of the other ones around. I mean, whether it's a low grip surface or not.
Well, here comes Matt Bunn. Ralph Schumacher has 2 big incidents here in the space of 2 years.
Oh, he says it's very low, right? Okay, yeah. So that explains that because it's not particularly warm out there on the circuit. And Matt Bunn, hard on the brakes, locking up, going through. Gafenku trying to fight back. He can't do it. Just doesn't have the traction. And Bunn is through into the top 4 again, even after 3 spins. Shows how quick he's been, though.
Must be a pain for him, really. It's almost like racing. Oh, they are racing on a confused again, but yeah, racing back through the field after making a mistake. And yeah, now he's got a podium is still in sight. That is Frankie Myers that's in front of him, car 13, and he's within striking distance as Gafenku nearly loses it on the exit of, I believe, turn 6 or 7, and Bunn's within about a second or so as we start the final 1.5 laps.
Yeah, and it's an interesting race. I mean, not necessarily the best quality driving out there, but certainly kept us on our toes. And what rhymes with toes is Rose, and he's winning by 4.6 seconds.
I'm sure he knows that he's just got to get around one more lap and then he'll end up taking the victory. As Matt Bunn.
That was very good. I like that.
Comes through the final corner to start the final lap. I don't think there's much Frankie Myers can do as he nearly gets into the concrete wall on the outside.
Adam McNally was flashing his lights at Rick Scott. I'm sure Scott will get out of the way. There's plenty of room out there, isn't there? But Bunn is through on Myers then. Myers might... doesn't quite have the momentum to fight back through turn 2.
But at least we'll get a podium if he just keeps it on the track for another 4 or so kilometres.
Which, to be honest, you wouldn't necessarily put money on, would you, having watched this race? So getting to the end will be extremely challenging potentially for everyone.
It must be pretty difficult for these drivers, especially those that put in the mileage in the Kia, probably like Matt Bunn is, and then has to switch over to rear-wheel drive. It probably can be a bit of a culture shock for them.
Yeah, because you can't really spin the Kia on acceleration.
In fact, it's pretty much impossible to
spin
the Kia.
No, so
literally impossible.
So you do tend to get a little bit heavy-handed out there. So, or heavy-footed, I would imagine, really. But anyway, someone who's been pretty lightly throughout this race, hasn't he? So, Christian Rose, disappeared for a second there. I was getting a little bit worried, but comes through and he takes round 13 of the BSR Porsche Cup.
Oh dear!
And McNally into the wall, as he was too busy celebrating, but he's okay. Matt Bunn, P3, I don't know how he's managed it, but he has.
For Frankie Myers, just ahead of Richard Gafenku, who I don't think he'll be best pleased about that, considering he started on the front row.
No, he won't, but he was down in about 8th place at one point. Taylor Lane 6th, 7th for Ashley Blake Hood, Dan Blake in 8th, 9th is Jason Greenfield, and we're just waiting on 2 cheese and wine cars. Conrad Venter, E10. Sam Kumo, who looks like a bit of a sorry state as well.
Conrad Venter grilled 11. Cheese, Sam Kumo mac and cheese. As they go through turn 11, and that engine doesn't sound too good. Maybe there was some cheese grated on it.
It was more like whack and cheese, wasn't it? At one point, he was over, wasn't he? Like he was a cheese roll, wasn't it? Halfway through the race.
Well,
there we go.
Thanks to iRacing, we won't have cheese spread across the circuit.
Well, no, not yet. Anyway,
across the line, Cosen takes 11th position, and the car's 1 lap down. As we've got to get over to the BSRTC in a moment. Rick Scott is 1 lap down, so he will be on pole position. I believe it's an automatic full that we have in the Porsches. Then 4 laps down, Michael Blake, Simon Landemore 5 laps down, along with Adam Delmont, and then Steve Hefford and Josh Valentine well, they barely even saw the first corner, I think, and both of them were out before we even made it that far. So that's it for the Porsches for the time being, but they will be back in about an hour's time.
Yeah, Josh Valentine saw the first corner from above, at least, anyway. Yeah, join us again, and we've got another Porsche race, but now we're off to the BSRTC for round 1 of the evening there, so stick with us. We're still at Indianapolis, and we'll be back with you in, well, I'd say 5 minutes. Welcome to Indianapolis for the first touring car race of the evening in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath. And Adam, Indianapolis, of course, is pretty historic for everything but touring cars, but this is what we have, and we've got over 40 drivers here, and we should get some fantastic racing on this layout.
Yeah, we've had a history of racing here in the BSRTC, though, I think. However, yeah, we usually always head here earlier in the season, of course, in the month of May, and we've had some pretty chaotic races. I remember a race we had here, I think in the very first season we did, back in Season 6, where we went for the full fog and overcast mode, and we were racing on the bike layout as well, so the first corner didn't go too well, as far as I can remember. So, yeah, we'll see what these drivers can do. We've had some big start line pile-ups as well, due to the narrow nature of this circuit too. So we'll see another bumper grid for this one. We'll see how the 43 drivers are able to handle it here.
Yeah, a couple of drivers missing this week. Jamie Ayres is suspended, and then you've got not Stuart Atkinson. Paul Smith is not competing this week either, and a couple of others. We have got Frederick Rasmussen back from his suspension, so he'll be looking to really make amends for that missed week.
Is there only 43 slots available?
And there was 53 slots available, please.
Okay.
So right, we've got the points for you now, and the championship standings are as follows. David Baker leads by I think I've got the wrong points.
I'll run you through the points. David Baker is leading the way ahead of Stelin Chepelewski after 24 races. Nico Foggy in third for NLR. And then Michael Hall in fourth, with Sven Glatzel in fifth. Sixth is Jake Blackwell, who's doing a pretty good job in qualifying at the moment, inside the top 5. George Simmons seventh, for Paul Smith, unfortunately not racing, but is inside the top 10 in 8th. Dan Craft in 9th, and Kip Stevens rounding up the top 10. Nico Foggy bossing it at the moment in the Pro-Am standings, with John Robertson second, the 2015 champion. Roy Verke in third. Stuart Atkinson fourth, making it 2 boosted cars inside the top 5. And Lorne Murray also making it 2 Automech cars inside the top 5. Thorstein Helgeson in 6th, 7th is Stephen Baxter. Then it's 2 Automech not killed cars again, with Max Wright and Rob Graham in 8th and 9th respectively. And Matthew Keeber rounding up the top 10. And in the team standings, it is CQRS Line leading Apex Racing by 394 points. CQR Race up in third, ProSim fourth, Boosted fifth, are the highest of the Pro-Am teams. And then 6th is Fanatec, NLR 7th, SimGear 8th, Automech Not Kill 9th, ahead of the Automech Performance team in 10th. Then 11th, Alphalatech. Start of the season they would have wanted, but then again, of course, they have gone from a Pro to a Pro-Am team, and GT Omega in 12th.
Okay, point out as well that SimGear have got some new paints for this meeting. So black and yellow is the order of the day for them. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, we'll be able to see them out on the track quite easily now. With just 30 seconds left to qualify, let's have a look and see if there's anybody out there. You know what, Matt Bunn's done pretty well to get up into 20th place, even coming straight from the Porsche race. He may be the only one to come across from there, so pretty well done indeed. He won't be able to spin this car, you would think anyway, not under acceleration. So, top 5 as follows, with just a few seconds left to qualify. Frederick Rasmussen, ahead of Wojciech Svidovic, David Baker in 3rd, Stelin Chepelewski 4th, and Jake Blackwell up in the top 5, and that's a very, very good potential starting position for the Australian.
Very good, yeah, by Jake Blackwell. And also the same has to be said for Frederick Rasmussen as well. Been away, had an awful look at Barber a few weeks ago. Has come back and proving himself to be quite the contender, Rasmussen. Unfortunately, at the moment, his championship position says otherwise, due to the very issues he's had. He's in 38th position at the moment. However, the season is young. We are not even... we're only 24 races into a 140 race season, so plenty of time for him to get going. And a pro driver as well. No doubting his credentials, and at the moment, pole position we'll see what Wojciech Swidovic, the reigning champion, can do about it in the 10-lap race, which we'll be having in a moment.
The thing is, it's one thing to out-qualify the BSRTC veterans like Svidovic, Baker and Chepelevsky. It's another thing to outrace them entirely, isn't it? Because they're usually very, very good at this format. They know it inside out, and they should be able to challenge. Is there anybody still out there on qualifying laps? I don't think there is. I think everybody is finished. It was 49 Max Wright, who's the last man across the line.
Also got a big grid to run you through. We might as well start now as the session gets to a close. And some interesting names inside the top 10. Let's run you through it. Rasmussen will start on the pole position. Svidovic making it second for the Apex Racing team, with David Baker in third. Stanislav Chepelevsky up in fourth position. Jake Blackhall, top 5 for him. Ben Hackerson in sixth, with Andreas Katz in seventh. Nico Foggy eighth. Ricardo Castroledo in ninth. And rounding out the top 10, it is Pete Harrod, the two-time Club Series champion. 11th is Richard Gore, Dan Craft 12th, Kip Stevens in 13th, Diogo Melro in 14th. 15th is Jack McIntyre with Laura Bond in 16th, John Roberts 17th with Michael Hall 18th, 19th Nathan Davis, and 20th Matt Bunn, straight over from the Porsche. Michael Blake 21st, 22nd for Thorstein Helgersen, Julian Janowski in 23rd, Sven Glatzel. Unfortunately, the Fanatec car doesn't seem to be going as well as it has done in previous race meetings. He's starting in 24th. 25th for Stuart Atkinson. 26th Max Wright. Scotty Malcolm in 27th, with Mark Woodhouse 28th. Andrew Whitehead 29th and Rob Fagan 30th. Simon Roden in 31st. 32nd for Steve Richardson. 33rd Dave Christie. 34th Roy Ververke. And then the cars that haven't set times due to penalties. Alex Walensky 35th. Colin Cunniff in 36th. Rusty Laidler 37th. George Simmons 38th. Ross McFarlane in 39th. Alex Everett in 40th. Lee Berridge 41st. 42nd Rob Graham. And on the back row all by himself, it's 43rd place man Adam Hadfield.
Alright, well done for that. And just looking at the grid, and Pro Sim stands out to me. They've got 4 cars within the first 16 places, so we'll see exactly what they can do going forward. Excited for this one. 43 cars around here. I missed the last meeting, I think, when we were here at Indianapolis, so see what we get here. I'm looking forward to it. The action underway, and it should get underway very, very soon. We're just waiting on Wojciech Svidovic and a couple of others before we get this one underway. 10 laps of racing here at Indianapolis. Just a quick look at the conditions. It's mostly cloudy. We've got 21 degrees air temperature, 23 degrees track temperature. Pretty much perfect conditions for the Kia Optima. Right then, here we go. Noise levels rising. Anticipation as well. The green light is on. Start by Rasmussen. Excellent start by Baker. Oh, crash. Huge crash in the back. Really big pile-up.
It might be a safety car.
Could well be. Just going to have a look and see what's what. I don't think the track was blocked, so I think we're going to get away with it. But that was definitely a sim gear car involved. I think it was Julian Janowski. And also number 44 is Michael Blake. He's in the pits too.
Yeah.
Steve Richardson out.
Rasmussen versus Svidovic for the lead. Kip Stevens also may have been involved in that. I don't even know if he took the start. I wasn't even looking, but Svidovic and Rasmussen side by side for the lead, and watch out for David Baker. 3 teams all fighting for the top 3 positions as we go into the left hand at the end of the backstraight. Svidovic doing everything he can around the outside, and the Apex car might not be through yet. As on the inside goes Rasmussen. They've been side by side for nearly a complete lap.
Yes, Svidovic this time gets clear. When they stay clear, it's going to be quite difficult. Josh Simmons also bit the dust on the first lap. So that is the man who is sat in 7th place overall. Won't be going much further in this race 1. Fredrik Rasmussen then loses the lead, and again from qualifying. What can Wojciech Svidovic do to defend it? He's going to have to go very, very defensive indeed, because Rasmussen is on the prowl. So is David
cars in
Baker.
the
Look
pits.
at the swarm down the main straight here at Indianapolis. Oh,
Baker.
that's very close. Baker almost getting into Svidovic. I think he might have just clipped the Apex Racing car. Svidovic trying to go around the outside of Rasmussen. This might not end well. They're racing very, very closely together. Rasmussen taking the wide line. There's so many different lines you can utilise around this first sector here. Where's he going to find the opening? Oh, Baker's looking for the opening.
Now
He may have just forced his way level with Rasmussen. He has.
Oh, but Rasmussen just then goes straight back up the inside of Svidovic. Svidovic will obviously want Rasmussen to start battling with David Baker, but the Pro Sim car definitely not letting the Apex car out of its sights just yet. We're on lap 2 of 10.
Into the left hand in then into the complex.
What lap times these guys can do when they get round to complete their second lap. The rest of the top 10s as follows. Chapelevsky right where he started in 4th. Svidovic's teammate, let's not forget, in that Apex Racing car. Ben Hackerson in 5th. 6th is Nicole Foggy. A good start again from the AM leader. 7th Andreas Katz. 8th Dan Kraft, all 4 positions. Pete Harron in 9th and Richard Gore rounds out the top 10.
One thing's for sure, we don't need to do much analysis on the gaps between the cars. You can see them. They're very, very small indeed. As now Svidovic under a lot of pressure. Now he has to defend the line again. And you sense that the theme's going to emerge. What can Rasmussen do then? How late can he brake? Can he still get the Kia Optima slowed down for turns 1 and 2? They go into the corner together, Rasmussen and Svidovic. Oh, this is very, very good driving. Very close. Svidovic surely now is going to clear him. Yeah, he does. And that is well defended by the reigning series champion, car number 1, Wojciech Svidovic. That's why he's a 2-time champion, Adam.
Experience as well in this car as well, knows where to position the car to make sure that the driver behind cannot get a move done. And at the moment he is leading the longest snake I've seen this season. Probably resemblant to that amazing Suzuka race we covered in one of the first race meetings we did here on Apex Racing TV. Literally no gaps between any of the drivers inside the top 10, which is separated by just 2.5 seconds.
Rasmussen flirting with danger there. He almost dipped a couple of wheels onto the grass on the outside. He was trying to take so much track. He very nearly overstepped the mark. Wojciech Svidovic there oversteps that inside curve just a little bit, but I think he gets away with it. One thing you do not want here at Indianapolis is a slowdown, especially when you've got all these cars just waiting to pounce, waiting to take the positions away from you. But it's proving, it's a bit like one of those DRS trains that they get in Formula 1, Adam. It's proving rather difficult for the drivers to make any headway because everybody has the slipstream.
What's making the racing great, isn't it? Any of these drivers inside the top 10 could get a position. If the driver in front makes a mistake, Rasmussen to the outside this time. This will become the inside for turn 2. He's got more of an overlap this time, but Svidovic still holding his own. Rasmussen just not
still
clear
side
enough.
by side. That's brilliant by Svidovic, and here comes Baker. Baker now might want to be aggressive here.
Lock up.
Trying to battle with Rasmussen.
Foggy nearly went up the inside of Hackerson as well. It's still on though, into the hairpin. Rasmussen up the inside.
That's for 5th and 6th, Foggy and Hackerson. Andreas Katz is in 7th. Have him back. Daniel Kraft is in 8th. Oh, Kraft trying to go up the inside of Katz. I don't know how that worked out for them.
Pepe now trying to attack David Baker all of a sudden. So Baker, who was trying to get up the inside of Rasmussen, now having to get on the defensive from another Apex car.
Really great stuff. For that train. Going through this S's section, it really does show you exactly what this championship's all about. Very, very close racing, very fair and very clean. We did lose a few drivers though early on. We lost Kip Stevens, Scott Malcolm, Mark Woodhouse, Steve Richardson, Michael Blake, Michael Hall. Michael Hall's back out actually, but he's 2 laps down, so there won't be any points for him, I don't think. Josh Simmons in the pits again. I think he's going to park it because that thing is going nowhere. I think the only thing Michael Hall's hoping for, Adam, is he won't have to start quite as close to the back, but someone who's definitely not at the back is Wojciech Svidovic, but Fredrik Rasmussen doing a great job of challenging him with the first couple of corners there. So close together, it really is fantastic to watch.
Oh, Baker goes out wide. That's all the opportunity Chapelevsky needs, but wasn't able to get the best run, and you can see a bit of a divide happening now as Richard Gore, car 36, that is Andreas Katz. Katz with a slowdown.
Rasmussen trying, Katz with a slowdown. Rasmussen trying to get the outside line through those fast sweepers, and that could be an interesting tactic because you would have the inside line then for the second one. Getting into this right-hander. Let's go on board, shall we, with Fredrik Rasmussen and just see what he can see in the car. Maybe go on board with David Baker, that might be a better one because then we can see what the leaders are doing.
Through turn 11. Through turn 12, pit lane on the right-hand side. Now on their way through to turn 13, the fastest part of the circuit. Baker just starting to pick up a bit of overspeed now on Rasmussen, I should say, just picking up a bit of overspeed now on Wojciech Savidovic as they go through the final corner, so close to that concrete wall on the exit. And you can see straight away car number 1, Savidovic, going on the defensive to the inside line. And now Rasmussen ducking to the outside as we start lap 6, starting the second half of the race.
Brilliant. They've pretty much done the same thing the last few laps. Rasmussen's tactics may have to change, Adam, because he just isn't getting anywhere with that same half overlap that he keeps getting. Savidovic is too good on the brakes. He's too well controlled through turn 1 because it just forces Rasmussen onto the inside line. The line is too tight for him to get anywhere.
Now to get creative.
Can just sweep round the outside, can't he? Yeah. Maybe he has to. Maybe he may have to have a lunge into one of these corners. This could be his moment here. He gets a good exit off of here. Maybe able to just. I don't think he's close enough though. He might be able to get something done into the complex.
The way they've opened up this left-hander, really you can't have a lunge up the inside anymore because it's such a quick entry. But he closes up there through the second part, nearly goes into the back of the Apex Racing car. You can see once again Rasmussen trying to set up Savidovic through this final part of corners. Takes a lot of that inside curb. Oh, this might be his chance. It looks as if that's the closest he's ever been to the back of Savidovic. The gap is less than 2 tenths as we go through turn 12. You can see understeering like a canal boat wide.
I think you're right, but is he too close? I talked about understeer like a canal boat, though he may have to barge his way through. Oh, I'm sorry. As we go over the line again, over the yard of bricks, to start lap 7 of 10 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. Andrew Woodhouse and Adam Bath with you.
Chappie as well on David Baker for the final spot on the podium. That doesn't work. Rasmussen still trying to get around the outside, and you need to be careful here because if you get stuck on the outside for too long, those drivers behind will get through. But it looks like Baker and Chapelewski are fighting amongst themselves for the time being anyway. 4 to go.
I mean, I've faced Wojciech Savidovic before, and he.
Well, this might be his chance. He's still alongside.
It could be if he gets the overlap. This could be it. But Savidovic still has the momentum. Oh! Rasmussen tries to run him slightly wide onto the dirty stuff.
Rasmussen's in trouble now, I think, because Baker could go up the inside hit.
I think he would be. Oh, Rasmussen switches to the inside. But as you mentioned, Adam, nowhere to go. Nowhere to lunge. Savidovic lives to fight another day. Rasmussen doing everything he can. I think he needs a change of tactic now with 3 laps to go. What a great race we're having here at the Brickyard.
This is the same we'll have for the races 2, 3 and 4. Through turn 12, has a little look to the outside there. He'll pretty much be bump drafting the Apex Racing car through turn 13.
I wonder if there's any merit at all in trying to go high on the banking and maybe get a better run off the
who's going to lead this lap?
This is close. Wojciech Savidovic leads the lap.
29,000.
Is Baker going to try the middle?
Surely not.
No.
There we go.
He's not, thank goodness. Oh, Rasmussen. I think this is the one for Rasmussen. Or is it? Is it the one for Stelian Chapelewski as well? So I'm trying to make a move on P3.
And he slots in behind.
Side by side between Daniel Kraft and Nico Foggy. And Kraft's going to go around the outside of the Scotsman, but can he keep it?
No. Oh dear.
Oh, almost chopped the nose off Foggy there.
Oh, Foggy's back.
Oh. Great lunge by Foggy. Can he keep it himself? I don't think he can though. Kraft makes it work.
There you go.
The train's
there's your example. There's your example, Frederick Rasmussen, of how to get a move done.
It's very, very difficult, but the problem Rasmussen has got, though, is Wojciech doesn't have anybody in front of him to slow him down or impede him in any way. And also, Rasmussen can't take too many risks, because he's got David Baker right behind him to pounce it if he makes a mistake.
Right, 2 laps to go.
The front 5 have they've just made a slight gap for themselves now.
Yeah, the top 4 separated by 8/10. Then it's Hackerson in 5th. Right, what's Rasmussen going to do this time? He's running out of opportunities. Starting the penultimate lap here, so 8.2 kilometres to go here. Which again, hogging the inside line as they come over the line. The gap between them was less than a tenth that time, 59 thousandths. Maybe it might even be worth doing a dummy, I don't know. He's going to try around the outside again.
It's not the worst idea in the world, is it? But the problem is Baker is there, and so the chance of a cutback or anything like that is really diminished because he just doesn't have the space to work in.
Top 32 separated by just 20 seconds.
Fantastic.
Well, we love it.
Simpson there, the stats man for the evening, bringing us that one.
Right, he's setting him up here.
This is the one that, although we said that was it last time when he went around the outside there, and it just didn't really matter. Because Woj still had the inside line.
Runs out wide, Savidovic, using those incident points up. I don't know if you pick up a 1x if you go onto that bit of runoff area on the exit, but just making sure you can get the quickest possible exit to keep the Pro Sim car behind.
I wouldn't imagine you do, because it's tarmac, but surely there must be a limit at some point. Now then, I wonder if Frederick might just have to get more momentum going. This is a bit better, he's not quite as close, Adam, and I think what he can do is he can get a better slipstream, a better draft, maybe make use of it in a better way.
He needs to try and get the inside into turn 1. That's what Savidovic has been doing, and that's what's been keeping him ahead. So if he gets a good enough run here and gets on the inside of Wojciech Savidovic, that will be the opening that he needs as we start the last lap.
Just to answer your question on the back straight, it's a slowdown, it's not a 1x on that part of the circuit. Here we go again then. Rasmussen once more. He may just have to try and do that, but there's contact as he tried to come across, and it wasn't quite. He wasn't clear. Just trying to force Savidovic into a mistake. I don't think it happened. We're going to have to take another look at that on the replay just to see exactly what happened.
The annoying thing for him there is I think if he'd just taken his line through there without colliding with Savidovic, I think he might have had a shout at taking the win there. He was more alongside than he'd ever been before.
A tough one this, Adam, I must admit. Turns in before Savidovic turns in. I mean, it has to be a racing incident, but it's one of those that you never like to see when cars are battling for the lead. Now Rasmussen's got his tail up and he's trying to overgo Ben Hackerson.
Up steps David Baker then. Can he do anything?
This is it. Savidovic still the sitting duck. And we are on the final lap. We are going to have the drive to the line here at Indy. Well, we used to very, very close finishes in the world's most famous motor race, but are we going to get one here in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship? Wojciech Savidovic, he started in second place, took the lead on lap 1, and as he comes towards the yard of bricks, he's going to take race 1 of the evening over David Baker, and it's Stelian Chepelevsky who rounds out the podium.
Here comes fantastic, yeah, at the front. Hopefully we get that all the way through the season. Thorstein Helgeson coming across the line in 24th. Who else have we got? 35th, Simon Roden, last car on the lead lap. He's on his way through now. How close it was. Only 20.8 seconds covering the top 28.
Brilliant. It was a brilliant race, that. And yeah, it was fantastic. It was a bit unfortunate for those who got caught up in the incident at the start. But you know what? After the start, we didn't lose a single car.
Running through the finishing order then, because we've got to get set for the second Porsche race of the day. And we've got to do the reverse grid as well. Savidovic takes the win, Baker second, Stelian Chepelevsky making it an Apex 1-3. Hackerson 4th for boosted. Very good job from him, and the team will be happy with that. Frederick Rasmussen, he tried every single thing in the book. Didn't work out. He finished in 5th in the end. Dan Kraft in 6th, ensuring that if David Baker can't do it, at least his teammate can take a 6th position. Pete Harrod finishing in 7th, Nicole Foggy in 8th, 9th Richard Gore, 10th Diogo Melro, Castrolado in 11th, 12th Jack McIntyre, Cat's 13th, that slowdown cost him big time. Laura Bond 14th, Matt Bunn 15th, 16th for Sven Glatzel, 17th Nathan Davis, 18th John Roberts, 19th Alex Molensky, 20th for Max Wright, Rob Fagg 21st, 22nd Colin Rusty Laidler, 23rd Colin Cunniff, Forstein Helgeson 24th, Stuart Atkinson 25th, 26th Alex Everett, 27th Ross McFarlane, 28th Lee Berridge, 29th Adam Hadfield after starting in last, 30th for Jake Blackhall after starting inside the top 5. That did not go at all well. Rob Graham 31st, 32nd Andrew Whitehead, 33rd Roy Ververke, 34th Dave Christie, 35th Simon Rosen, and then Kip Stevens, the last car 1 lap down. So if we do get a full, it'll be him on pole. Michael Hall 2 laps down, George Simmons 8 laps down, and then the cars all eliminated on the opening lap of the race. Scott Malcolm, Mark Woodhouse, Steve Richardson, Michael Blake, and Julian Janowski didn't get far at all.
No, he didn't. But well, Alex's voice is playing up a little bit, but oh, you'd be willing to spin the wheel for us, mate, and a little bit of the Wheel of Fortune action?
Yeah, I can do that. Here we go then, first time tonight.
What do you think of that race, by the way?
Yeah, fantastic race. I want to see 4 of those tonight, please, would be great. Reasonable size reverse, 30 is going to be.
30.
That's going to be
Jake Blackhall.
Well, talk about a rubber the green.
It didn't go well for him at all, did it, in race 1?
No.
Redemption for him.
Every cloud. Adam Hadfield 2nd. He started last as well, so from last to 29th to 2nd on the grid. Lee Berridge will be starting in 3rd. Hopefully we won't be saying he just hit Lee Berridge later tonight, and then Ross McFarlane in 4th, and Alex Everett will be starting in 5th.
Right then, well, we'll be back for race 3 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship very shortly. But right now on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live, we're off to the BSR Porsche Cup for race 2. Stick with us, we'll be back in just a few short minutes. Round 2 of the BSR Porsche Cup is with you here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the month of May. And Adam, race 1, well, it was an interesting one, wasn't it, more than anything? And yeah, I'm sure we're going to see better this time.
Not one for the Mattman show reel, I don't think. He'll be hoping for better things here in race 2. Full reverse grid as well, so we'll see the usual excitement for the second race. The drivers working their way through the order, and Team Cheese and Wine, I think they were a bit legless after that first race. I'm sure they'll be hoping for better things in race 2.
Well, I think they're fondue a good result, aren't they? They should be. Hopefully they can. Sam Kumo will be hoping to do a lot better than he did in race 1, but he will be starting near the back because it is reverse grid in championship order. So look for the likes of Matt Bunn to be in a good position as he's further down the championship standings. There goes Jason Greenfield. Yeah, it's going to play into the hands of those who maybe missed a couple of rounds, isn't it? The likes of Gafenku and Bunn. Maybe even the likes of Conrad Venter, who's a little bit further down.
When you feel the grid then? On the pole position, it is Sam Kumo. There you go. Second, Conrad Venter. It's a Team Cheese and Wine 1-2.
Or maybe they just do full reverse grid now and just don't bother with the championship order business.
Greenfield for Dan Blake 4th, Ashley Blake Hood 5th, 6th is Taylor Lane, 7th Richard Gafenku with Frankie Myers in 8th, 9th Matt Bunn, and 10th is Adam McNally, 11th Christian Rose, 12th Rick Scott, 13th Michael Blake, 14th is Simon Landemore, 15th is Adam Delmont, 16th is Steve Hefford, and starting at the back in 17th is Josh Valentine.
Have you just seen what I've just seen?
Yeah, I've just seen it, yeah.
That, yeah, so apparently there was a slight mistake with the gridding, but they're going to go with it anyway, and Sam Kumo is not so thrilled with his surprise pole position. Here we go then. What can he do?
Look, everybody.
Pole position. Green light is
Very
on.
short hold.
Very, very short hold indeed. Already 3 wide in the middle. That's Taylor Lane on the inside. Good start by Kumo. Venter's trying to cover off the rest of the field for his teammate.
Oh no!
Kumo's made a mistake. And there's a spinner in the middle, is there?
Dan Blake.
Dan Blake.
Sam Kumo spun.
Kumo spins, and that's Greenfield,
no.
and there's there's a pile up. And Blake's having to go through a chicane to try and get past everything. What on earth happened there? Did he just lose the car, Adam?
Yeah, and everyone else went into him. Ashley Blake could again. Oh dear. That's Delmont as well.
He was right about the oh dear God, wasn't he? I mean, he'd be praying to someone after that one. Well, indeed, yes. Oh dear. It just happens, doesn't it, sometimes? Not what you want on the opening lap, but it's just what you can do in the Porsche. It's so easy to do that. Oh, here we go. The inside goes Matthew Bunn. That's a good move in the final corner, isn't it? Except he may have just shot himself in the foot, because that's not really the place you want to be making an overtake. Venter is going to really have the chance. Oh, as nearly into the wall goes Rose. Oh, but Bunn's got the straight line speed. Look, he's trimmed out that CQR car, hasn't he?
Rose wants after Matt, I think. He doesn't want him out of his sights. He's trying desperately to get past Taylor Lane here as we complete the opening lap of the race.
I wonder Bunn was spinning everywhere if he's got that little downforce on the car. Into turn 1, has he even made it into turn 1? Barely. He's away. I would imagine you'd look for Venter to stay fairly close to the infield section, and Bunn then to pull away on the fast straights. But here comes Rose. Rose going for it already up the inside, making a little bit of contact, but it's clean enough and he goes through. And that's important for Christian Rose. He had to make that move quickly.
Yeah, keeps the gap at just around a second between himself and Christian Rose. 8/10 of a second. Himself and Matt Bunn, I should say. And Christian Rose, the man who won the opening race, to second place already. Order at the end of the first lap.
Valentine's made it through one lap without going into orbit, which is good.
There you go, yeah. He's up to 5th, actually, up 12 positions, Josh Valentine.
Oh, McNally's all over the place.
And McNally, who in 6th position, he's got Gafenku for company, and a very damaged Gafenku.
I don't know what's happened to him in this one. I mean, he's pretty much where he started, isn't he? 7th place. Yeah, and the back of the field was absolutely decimated by that accident.
Yeah, Kumo, Myers, Greenfield, Blake Hood and Delmont's all out.
Landemore is going slowly around there. A couple of drivers with damage.
Oh, Dan Blake as well. He's just been passed by Rick Scott because of the damage he sustained.
Pretty difficult for Matt Bunn racing 6 times tonight in 2 different cars. He's doing a good job.
Right then. It is Matt Bunn versus Christian Rose for the lead then. And the gap down to half a second. Christian Rose was quicker by a little bit on that previous lap.
I must take this opportunity as well to welcome the death of the EA Sports exclusive Porsche license, because we wouldn't have had this fantastic car on iRacing, and all the other game developers around the world can breathe a sigh of relief as well now, can't they?
Yeah, no more having to pay for the Porsche expansion pack on Forza. Well, at least I hope so anyway. I haven't had a chance to go on, as we said, on the Forza 3 Hot Wheels thing they've released just yet, which looks a load of fun. But meanwhile, Matt Bunn, going through the final corner, he's going to be starting lap 4 of the race already. A lot of action unfolding. Shame to see Sam Kumo has just retired from the race, but here we go, over the line. What's the lap times going to be like then between the 2 teammates? Matt Bunn does a 1:27.97. That is a new personal best, but Christian Rose does another personal best and a new fastest lap of the race as well, a 27.622, 0.3 of a second quicker once again than his teammate.
The front end was pretty much crushed on Kumo's car, so I don't think he would have been able to continue anyway. As Taylor Lane's having a good race, he's up to 4th position. Not his finest hour last week, but definitely doing a good job here at Indy.
Quite remarkable this. The gap's still 0.6 of a second between Matt Bunn and Christian Rose. Rose is 0.3 of a second quicker a lap, but Matt Bunn doesn't seem to be getting his teammates any closer to him.
Strange, isn't it? But yeah, it seems like that at the moment. Conrad Venta's still minding his own business in 3rd, and he'll be. Oh, tell you what, if he finishes there, he'll be very happy. Is that Rick Scott and... Oh no, it's not, it's Hefford, isn't it?
I think it was Gafenku I just saw getting by car 4. That's Adam McNally. However, he is... yeah, he is falling behind now. Energy driver, so down to 7th position.
Oh, Hefford nearly lost it. I think he was thinking about a move on Michael Blake. Hefford is all over the place.
He has now.
He's around. You can see that coming a mile off because he looked like his tyres were shot.
Dan Blake gets it as well for Hefford. Taylor Lane versus Josh Valentine here. The 2 drivers are pretty close on track. They come across the line. Valentine, who pretty much lost all sense of gravity at that exact point on the circuit. But he's got his feet or wheels put on solid ground right now.
I hope he packed his NASA-approved meals.
Well, yeah, I hope the return to gravity hasn't done too much to the weight of the car as they go into the right-hander.
That's just how the car came back out of space, is all that damage on the back and on the front left. Something's happened to him in this race as well, it looks like. But he's going very quickly out there, is Josh.
Oh dear.
His lane locking up massively, actually, through that left-hander.
Yeah, they're trying to find every single bit of track they can get and every single bit of grip as they can. You can see that Josh Valentine nearly gets onto the grass there. He's in search of something.
Have a look then, let's see what can happen into turn 8. Valentine do anything here? No, he can't at the moment. Can set him up for the main straight, and I think that's what he's going to do.
Oh yeah, gets a good run for that left-hander there. And now he's really got him where he wants to be.
That's perfect.
Has Josh Valentine. Good run through the final, or really the final corner which you've got to brake for. Now it's through turn 12 and up towards turn 13, the banking, which of course we do in a clockwise manner rather than the anti-clockwise we use on the oval.
Exactly that. Comes. Can you watch the Indy 500 if you've not watched it before? If you're going to tune in for it, in 2 weeks' time, and you will see them going the other way. So don't be alarmed. This is quite a special track in that way, and there it goes Lane, and that's not the route round this Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That is the grass.
Gasoline alley, but Taylor Lane was making it gasoline lane there, down the grass, and yeah, down to 5th position.
Grassoline alley could have been as well.
There you go. That's better. That has put Valentine now up inside the top 4. Conrad Venter isn't too far away. The sole remaining cheese and wine cart.
He's just the cheese, I think, at the minute.
Oh no! What's happened to Richard Venku? He's around.
Oh, he's spun.
That's the back straight corner, isn't it?
Turn 7, I think.
Oh, he was trying to get a cut back on Taylor Lane.
Yeah, and he just was a bit eager, wasn't he?
And he'll be taking a trip down memory lane now to remember when he was close to Taylor Lane.
Now he's with Dan Blake again, yeah. And then Steve Hefford, who's I'm not entirely. He's not had the best meeting. Let's be honest with you. Calls the pile up at the start. Then
I was looking at
of race 1, and then this one he was doing okay, but he spun off.
Dan Blake's car was looking a bit better than it did in race 1. As they get so close to that concrete wall on the exit of turn 12.
Steve's quick as well. He's a quick driver, isn't he? But he's quite frustrating to watch.
Quite good in the Mazda MX-5. That seems to be his car of choice. Well, he's definitely good in the BSR Mazda MX-5. So Dan Blake gets the move done on Gafenku. Or does he? Gafenku has a little look at the inside into the first corner. Dan Blake makes sure that he covers him off.
Yeah, trying to fight back with a severely damaged car. It doesn't look like that's going to be successful.
So into a gunfight.
Yeah, up into 8th place goes Dan Blake.
4 laps to go.
Oh, Hefford's trying the outside here. Fenku all sorts of sideways and overheating the tyres, I think. But he's quicker. It's much quicker. What can he do? This could be it now for Steve. It's a good run out of here. Might be able to get in at the end of this straight because he doesn't have the speed, Gafenku. No, he's not even anywhere near him, really.
Battle for lead is starting to intensify a little bit now. The gap between Matt Budd and Christian Rose is less than half a second as they go through the final corner. Rose seems to close up a lot in the infield section, but Matt Budd seems to have the better of his teammates as they come over the line. 3 laps to go. Oh no, what's happened to Gafenku and Hefford? Isn't something they're both gone? I think they have.
They've both been disqualified.
What's transpired here?
Yeah, they've both been disqualified. They've crashed into each other, haven't they? It's into the final corner. Oh, and Hefford just back up the backside, and that's the 4X for both, and that's them gone.
It was unfortunate, really, because Gafenku was taking such a tight line into that final corner that when Hefford went for the apex, literally was there, nowhere to go.
Yeah, nothing really could be done about that. It's just a racing incident, but was both meant to be disqualified.
Oh, Snap nearly loses this on the exit of the right-hander, and now Christian Rose, he's got the gap down to less than 3/10.
Yeah, he's obviously got that very trimmed out, because that's why it's so on edge for him. To the infield section then. Turns 8, 9, 10. And 11 here. That's really the important one. And Rose got a little bit sideways coming out of there. This is 12. This is really a nothing corner in really any car.
Quite remarkable, really, isn't it? That Rose can get the gap down to 3/2 of a second on that back straight, and by the time we come around here to complete the lap, Matt Bunn's got it back up to half a second. That's what's keeping him in this lead.
Yeah, it must be just a lower amount of downforce. I think we saw it earlier on when Venter couldn't do anything in the slipstream. Yeah, we're seeing it here.
Valentine isn't too. Speaking of Venter, Valentine isn't too far away from Conrad. The gap's about a second between those guys, but definitely not as close as Rose is to Bunn.
No, but it wasn't a particularly good turns 1 and 2 for Conrad. So he's going to be struggling to hold off Valentine here. 2 laps to go. Now Rose is very close again.
Yeah, Bunn.
Oh!
Get me! His life would have flashed before his eyes there.
I tell you what, he's gathered it up nicely though. I wonder what he can do. I wonder if he can maybe surprise Bun somewhere. You get the feeling though that even if Rhodes got through in the infield section, that Bun would breeze past him on the main straight anyway.
Well, we spoke when the program began about how the drivers could go for two completely different types of setup, and this is no clearer example of it.
All about preference, isn't it? If you like the car to be slightly difficult to handle, if you like it slightly trimmed out, then there you go. But if you want it stable, that's what Christian Rose is going for. Could be wrong. They could be running exactly the same setup, but it doesn't look like it when you look at the straight line speeds. Bun 260, 273. Rose is just now getting the overspeed, but wasn't really getting any, was he? Down in the first part of the straight.
Rose seems to have the better of Bun through this opening sector, and you can see there, it closes the gap down 2 tenths straight away through the opening chicane.
Yeah, he's just got a nice rhythm through there, hasn't he, at the moment?
Throwing it out the corner there, that's lost him a bit of time. Final lap.
Yeah, only just over 3 kilometres to go now. And it's still anybody's game.
Oh, Rose again, hitting it up on the exit. All he could do really, the gap down to up to 7 tenths of a second as Sam Kumo makes a late cameo appearance. As he's just finished repairing his damage.
Flashing the lights, Rose, he wants to get through on his teammate. He wants him out of the way, but pretty sure Matt Bun has no intention of that. Through the final corner then, he's home free if he doesn't make a mistake. And he is. Around the final 2 corners, turn 12 and 13 here. Matt Bun is going to come through. He's going to win at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. P2 for Christian Rose.
Is going to be Conrad Venter. Wine has matured, and it's going to get him a 3rd position.
Yeah, perfectly done there by Venter. He avoided anything that could have been dangerous to him. And Josh Valentine, a very, very good race from 17th on the grid. He finished 4th. He will be very, very happy about that after DNFing in the first race. Rick Scott is out there. Oh, that's Sam Kumo behind him. So yeah, Kumo just trying to get a couple of laps in. I think he probably realised that he could get another place, but it's probably not going to make any difference to him in terms of the points.
Landemore is just behind him, who is the last car on the lead lap. He's just going through turn 12 now, so he's not too far away from home.
Yeah, not a good day for our championship leader.
Kumo finishing in 13th place, so he was able to get past a position off Frankie Myers on that last lap.
Won't get any points though, I don't think.
No, 8 laps down.
That's the main problem.
And
right then.
That is it.
Yeah, take us through it.
Okay, so Matt Bun takes the win, makes it a CQR 1-2. Then 3rd, Conrad Venter. 4th, Josh Valentine. 5th, Taylor Lane. Shame it was in victory lane for him today. Michael Blake 6th. 7th, Adam McNally. 8th, Dan Blake. 9th, Rick Scott. 10th, Simon Landemore. And then the cars that did not finish. Gofenku 4 laps down along Steve Pefford, both disqualified. 8th, Sam Kumo. Well, he was on the pole. And yeah, Frankie Myers 14th, 9 laps down, and Ashley Blake Could. Well, yeah, when will anything go right for Ashley Blake Could? Jason Greenfield and Adam Delmont also out on the opening lap of the race.
That's pretty much all you could say about Sam Kumo's race, isn't it? Yeah, it happened. It was a race. And did not go well for him at all. But it's gone very well for us so far tonight. We've had 3 exciting races, and we still have 3 more to bring you. So don't go anywhere here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live, when round 2 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Pro Series is coming up right in a few minutes.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
And we're back. Thank you for staying with us on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. It's the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Round 2 of the touring car action, Adam. And well, race 1 was great, so the reverse grid is surely going to just make this even better, isn't it?
Feels like a long time ago, doesn't it? And yeah, that was absolutely fantastic, that opening race of the day. Such a great battle for the lead, and we get to see the same in the second race. What helps was that we didn't have too much carnage at the front. It was merely that opening lap crash that spoiled things towards the rear of the field. But yeah, the top 20 was separated by something crazy in the end. In fact, I think it was the top 30 separated by 20 seconds. So hopefully we get the same in this first reverse grid race of the day.
Yeah, this should be really good. And warm-up is officially over. So Adam, if you could take us through at least some of the starting grid.
Well, the crowd look beside themselves as we head down to the grid. Here's on pole position Jake Blackhall. Second for Adam Hadfield. Third Lee Berridge. Fourth Ross McFarlane. Fifth Alex Everett. Sixth Stuart Atkinson. Seventh Thorstein Helgeson. Eighth Colin Cunniff. Ninth Rusty Laidler. And 10th is Robert Fagg. 11th is Max Wright. 12th Alex Molensky. 13th John Roberts. 14th Nathan Davis. 15th Sven Glatzel. 16th Matt Bunt. 17th Laura Bond. 18th Andreas Katz. 19th Jack McIntyre. And 20th is Ricardo Castronedo, 21st Diogo Melro, 22nd Richard Gore, 23rd Nicole Foggy, 24th Pete Howard, 25th Dan Kraft, 26th Frederick Rasmussen, 27th Hackerson, 28th Chepelewski, 29th Baker, 30th Stavidovic, and the rest of the grid: Graham, Whitehead, Ververke, Christie, Roden, Stevens, Hall, Simmons, Malcolm, Woodhouse, Richardson, Blake, and Julian Janowski on the back row all by himself in 43rd.
Alright, good stuff. A couple of drivers missing, it looks like, from the front of the grid.
Green, green, green!
But here we go. Green flag flies. Oh, it's a poor start from Blackhall. Adam Hadfield already drawing alongside the Australian. 2 empty spaces hopefully means for a slightly cleaner run towards turn 1. Here we go then, in we go. Blackhall. We go around the outside of Hadfield. He makes it work. Great start by Jake. Alex Everett started in 5th. He's already up to 3rd. And it's Stuart Atkinson. Then it's Cunniff. And then Thorstein Helgeson. And then we've got Robert Fagg, the returning Robert Fagg, in 7th place.
Someone's gone off in a big way. It's the Pro Sim car with the Cunniff. That might be Laura Bond. Rasmussen off. Rasmussen off and Laura Bond.
Did they hit each other?
Look back on the replay.
Oh, the teammates didn't collide.
Oh dear,
no,
he got turned across.
Rasmussen.
He got turned across the front of car 47, which was Jack McIntyre.
I'm just going to have a quick look at that. Oh, you know what? He just sort of drifted. I think Rasmussen just kind of. They just sort of drifted together, McIntyre and Rasmussen. I think there's anything either of them could have done there. What happened to Kit Stevens in race 1 anyway? He was supposed to be starting in the top 15.
It's either a pit lane start for him or he put himself at the back.
Could have been. I think he started. He qualified 11th, so he must have been. Yeah, it could have been.
Oh no, big one!
Oh whoa!
Big one! What a big one!
That is huge.
Big one.
There is a car that is in orbit, and that is an Apex Racing UK car. And is it Wojciech Savidovic? It's not.
Not.
Was it Gore?
It's Chepelewski.
Oh, was it Chepelewski?
Good
Wow.
grief! He's came back down to earth and ended up literally stuck in the fence.
There we go.
Well, how did this all happen?
And I think there was an Alfa Latex car possibly involved as well, was there?
Right, it was Hackerson that. Oh, it was a lovely quarter panel. It was a beautiful quarter panel by Ben Hackerson.
Ah, okay. Who was the other car that was flying up in the air then?
Right, and then the car that flies into Cheppy is, goodness me, it's an Automet car with Roy Ververke.
Oh dear, Roy.
Goodness me. What a performance.
That was a very odd thing to see on the racetrack, I must admit. There's 2 cars flying through the air. Blackhall leading. Next is 2 Fanatec cars, Hadfield and Everett. And then it's Cunniff, Atkinson, Helgeson, Davies, Glatzel, Fagg and Smolensky. So actually, Fanatec have got 4 drivers in the top 10 at the moment.
Oh yeah, that was there goes me saying that they weren't having the best of race meetings after their poor qualifying. They've done a fantastic job. Usually you see Sven Glatzel up there. He's inside the top 10 in 8th. Yeah, 2 Fanatec cars, 2nd and 3rd, and looks like Everett might be trying to get past Hadfield here.
So here comes Glatzel as well, trying to attack Nathan Davis in the background as well. So there's the 2 Fanatec cars side by side, and that is a change of position. So Alex Everett ahead of Adam Hadfield. Oh, Hadfield's causing havoc for Colin Cunniff though. The Northern Lights Racing driver having to deal with a really poor connection from Adam Hadfield at the moment.
Hadfield did say in the chat.
Oh, Helgeson
improve.
Whoa! Oh, that's off, and that's Glatzel. Oh, he's back on, and he's into Castellino. He very nearly ends up in a heap with all the other drivers, but they managed to avoid him somehow.
Nora getting by there, and also the apex number 10. That is Richard Gore.
Ricardo Castellino's looking, I must admit, because car number 8. Oh no, it wasn't Castellino, was it? It was Smolensky that he hit. Sorry, not Castellino.
Yeah, car 6.
Yeah, sorry, I got those colours mixed up a bit there. Side by side between Gore and Glatzel then. Through the infield section. Through the final corner. Gore is just in front of the German. And he's got just in front of him actually the 2 CQR S-Line cars, Diogo Melro ahead behind David Baker, and also Daniel Kraft's up in the top 10. Got top 12-ish.
Don't know what he was doing there. He got on the inside curb through turn 13, the final corner. That's allowed Sven Glatzel, and he needs. And that's going to be an overtake for 17th place. But Richard Gore very late on the brakes actually, so he's back ahead.
Michael Hall's in there as well, with Nico Foggy and George Simmons. Simmons was involved in the crash at the start of race 1. So Simmons didn't get very far, no further than about 2 laps maybe. Some of the great drivers down in that part of the field. Rasmussen, Vidovic, Atkinson, Simmons are all in there. E3 is hotting up at the moment.
Oh yeah,
battle between Adam Hadfield and Colin Cunniff, and the Scotsman's down the inside of him.
Takes the corner and should be ahead. He is. Good overtake there. The end of the back straight, and yeah, see if he can hold on to it on the front straight now.
Cunniff, who did pretty much the whole season in 2016, but he was beset by many hardware failures, which resulted in some quite hilarious accidents, I must admit, in some cases. But doesn't seem to have had those problems, touch wood, this season. But the season is still young, as well.
Yeah, doing a good job here. The Brands Hatch one always springs to mind as being one unbelievable one. Monza as well, going into the Retifilia with no brakes.
Did he have one at Bathurst as well?
Possibly. There's one going on. There's battle going on in the background actually. As the boosted car's under pressure. That's concerned under pressure from Rob Fagg going into the first corner.
Yeah, Robert Fagg is a veteran of the BSRTC. He's driven in most of the last few seasons, hasn't he? He's had the odd break here or there, but he's definitely been around, and it looks like he's driving for Fanatec now. So yeah, that's a great addition to their team. He's very reliable.
He's been racing in it before even I came along.
Yeah, and that was what season? Did you do season 4?
I did season 5.
Season 5. Yeah, that's 2012, 2013 then, isn't it? Robert Fagg was around in this series originally. He did most of the 2015 series and some of the 2016 one, I believe.
Yeah, did parts of the 2015 season filling in at Eurochip Digital. Now there's a name from.
Oh, yeah. That didn't last too long, did it?
No. The chips, short.
Chips were down. I'm sorry. The chips were down. The chips were out.
Chips were down. However, I think they were all put on black, and it didn't go too well.
And Wojciech Vidovic ended up leaving the team mid-season to go to Sim Racer magazine.
I did continue to run as a privateer, but now he's speaking of Savidovic. He's got Savidovic's teammate, Andreas Katz, behind him, and Dan Kraft as well, car 3, who had a strong end in the showdown, hence why he's number 3.
Daniel Kraft had a cracking race 1. He's going through on Katz here, and could he go? Oh, he thought about having a go on
Oh, dear.
Robert Fagg as well, as Katz goes sideways. And here comes the race up with CQR car, and that is that Bunn? Scotty Bunn. Race 2 Porsche winner.
Yeah.
Doing double duty. Yeah, nice move by him. He's up 6 places this lap.
Up to the top 10 now as a result of that overtake on Andreas Katz.
Well, he's done more laps around this circuit than anybody else has today.
Yeah, this will be his
racing laps, that is.
His 36th lap, I believe, of the racing today. And through the top 10, Dan Kraft just in front of him was one of the only drivers inside that big group at the front who was able to get any overtakes done. That cracking move on the JMR car of Nicole Foggy.
Does make you wonder, actually. I wonder if any more of the touring car drivers might start doing the Porsche, a bit like the NASCAR nationwide drivers.
Yes, I'd say nationwide, yeah.
You know how they run those races specifically to get practice for the Sunday races.
It would be probably more just at the track if we've never been to it before. Because yeah, you wouldn't be learning anything in the car, I don't think.
Well, it's all practice, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
Battle for 5th and 6th between Helgeson and Davies. Helgeson had dragged that beautiful looking sim gear car into the top 5. It looks like the Welshman is about to deprive the Icelander of his position, and he does. And Nathan Davis into the top 5. We haven't barely seen anything of Nathan Davis all season in terms of being in a decent place, but he's doing well here.
Good job,
He's
yeah.
a very, very quick driver. He's won races in this series before.
Top 9 positions. Of course, has got the green mirrors. However, previous seasons was always racing in that bright green car. And doing a good job here.
Ooh, look at that, just
5th
behind.
place. Kraft and Fag was that we were looking at.
And then there's Bunn, and then there's Katz, and then there's Ricardo Castrolido at the back of this one as well. So we get very interesting. It's also interesting between Smolensky's now closing on Helgeson as well. That's for 6th. Who's the biggest mover so far then? Daniel Kraft up 16 positions. Michael
20.
Hall's up 20 places. That's excellent.
18 for Simmons. Biggest loser, the biggest loser that's still running is Lee Berridge, who started from the pit lane, of course.
Yeah, and Stuart Atkinson's lost 7 places.
Here comes
so far.
Here comes car 104. That's Matt Bunn and Rob Fagg.
Here we go then. CQR. CQR, who were the A team and now the B team at that outfit. Oh, 3 wide as number 36 Andreas Katz gets involved. Former 2-time champion himself.
Oh
and
no, what's
the collision.
that?
Oh, Katz has come through the middle, and he turns. Matt Bunn, who does a wonderful drift.
Quarter panel.
And off goes Fag. It's all kicking off here.
That didn't go as.
Fag's going to get a slowdown now for something completely not his fault.
That was not what I was expecting, to be fair. I don't know. Rob Fag was moving over to the left on the braking.
Where did Castrolido come from? He's ended up, I think, with possibly a slowdown as well.
Yeah. I was about to get passed by David Baker, actually, who's moved up to 13th place now.
The 3 CQR S-Line cars were in the line a moment ago. Baker, Melrose and Hall. Missing Ashley Sutton, of course, this week.
Hot off the back of
I don't think he has a race this weekend.
Hot off the back of a good weekend at Fruxton.
Yeah, he was best of the Subarus. As he's been for most of the season so far, I must say that. Now, nothing's much happening at the front, but it's probably only fair we get our leader some camera time. Jake Blackhall is 1.3 seconds ahead, or at least he was at the end of the previous lap. What's it going to be this time? Well, he comes over. Yeah, he comes over and does a 1:31.9, and Alex Everett a 32.1. So it's still pretty close in terms of the times. As Daniel Kraft, it looks like he's pulling out of the slipstream on Thorstein Helgeson.
CQR versus Simgear.
And Thorstein is going around the outside. He's trying to keep it here. Still side by side, but through his Kraft. Very good. Oh, it's very close here with Gore and Melrose and Hall.
Oh dear,
Hall almost got quarter panelled by his own teammate. Oh, 3 wide. No, that's not going to work.
Well,
He's
Melrose,
just hit Diogo Melrose.
R26.
Richard Gore involved. And Rob Fagg's back in this group. That's what that's allowed.
Well, Striker's Instinct, number 26.
Rasmussen as well.
George Simmons in there as well, one of the biggest movers in the field. He's up 19 positions to 19th.
Could have been wrong, but was that Jonathan Codger?
Yes, it was. There's a Bacon Atkinson go.
No, he's a good player for me on FIFA, I must admit, as number 32, Stuart Atkinson. He's trying to be a main player in this race, having dropped 5 positions. He's actually gained 2 more positions. He was down in 13th at one point.
Oh, Baker in 12th, yeah, 17 positions gain. I think he'd have more at one point. Well, a double 6 is 12 as he goes through the final corner. So
I see.
Won't be feeling too. Oh, there's one of the cars in the background. I think that was Rasmussen nearly collided with the wall.
There's a few guys who've really been close to the wall on the exit, and I don't really see any reason why you should be. As Atkinson, Melrose going to go around the outside here. 2 times Club Series champion Melrose. Goes in there, getting his elbows out.
Atkinson's not going to give up.
Atkinson's almost on the grass as he's almost been put there by Richard Gore. Bash into the front axle of Gore, and here comes Rasmussen. He says, "Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm coming through."
Oh, it's Gore again. The 10 up the inside.
Trying to get through on Atkinson. Also, Robert Fagg is just behind them. We are on the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Blackhall is just coming through the final sector. And, well, he won at the first round of the season, at the first race meeting of the season at Phillip Island, did Jake Blackhall. That was kind of his first well and truly proper win in this series. He'd had one before, also he'd had one taken away, but this one has been lights to flag. Didn't get a great start, but he was brave in turn 1, and fortune favours the brave, and it favours Jake Blackhall tonight. He wins race 2 of the evening.
Fortune favours the Blackhall, and close to the line there between Smolensky and Nathan Davis. It was Davis that clinched that final spot inside the top 5.
But this time, if you're a betting man, you'd put it all on Blackhall, wouldn't you? Close one between Melrose and Rasmussen. They both gained a place on the final lap at Richard Gore's expense. Stuart Atkinson lost 4 positions on the final lap. Not sure how that happened. He had an accident this week where he ended up nearly slicing his finger off.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That was disgusting. And so he'll be struggling out there, surely with a bit of pain, but doing a good job regardless.
I think he'll be too disgusted with the finish though. 17th place.
You've got to be happy with that.
In with a chance of a reverse grid, yeah.
Anytime, I've said this to you before, I think, but anytime you finish in the top half of this field, it's good. I mean, if I was racing in the series, I would aim for the top half. If I was in the top half, I'd be very happy.
I think if I was ever at the front, it probably would be because of looking my way into it with the reverse grid.
That's true. That's the only time I've ever been at the front of one of these. So.
And boy, did you take advantage of it.
Well, there you go. You've got to take the opportunities when you get them, haven't you? But it wasn't on merit. It was reverse grid aided. So yeah. But this is the thing in this series. If you want to be a winner in this series, if you want to be a championship winner,
yeah,
you have to have these little bits of luck. You know, things happen in a certain way, don't they, to favour you in the end.
Well, to be fair, that reverse grid race I had in the World Series at Donington, it put me about 5th or 6th on the grid. I was able to get a second, maybe should have even won it at that time. Not that I feel aggrieved by it or anything.
You did a good race, but that's what happens when you end up in those positions. Right, we're going to...
We're in the finishing order, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to say we need to get on with it in some shape or form because they'll be shouting at us to set up the session. So here we go.
Yeah, we're moonlighting on our days of success. Jake Blackhall takes the win ahead of Alex Everett in second. Third on completing the podium is not Kip Stevens, it's Colin Cunniff as I scroll up through the timing screen. Adam Hadfield finishes in 4th. Nathan Davis completes the top 5 of Alex Smolensky in 6th. Dan Kraft in 7th with Matt Bunn in 8th. Forstein Helgeson in 9th. And Andreas Katz rounding out the top 10. Castrolado in 11th. 12th for David Baker. Double 6. 13th for Diogo Melrose. 14th for Frederick Rasmussen. 15th for Richard Gore with Rob Fagg in 16th. 17th for Stuart Atkinson. 18th for Michael Hall. George Simmons in 19th. One of the biggest movers, in fact. joint biggest mover along with Michael Hall, and 20th for John Roberts. Wojciech Swiatovich, the race 1 winner, finishing in 21st position. Didn't gain too many spots, did the reigning champion during that one. Wanted to get as many points as he could on the board, I reckon. Jack McIntyre 22nd, Kip Stevens 23rd, 24th Pete Harrod with started 24th as well. Laura Bond 25th. With Ben Hackerson 26th after that collision with Stelian Chepelevsky. Wow, that was quite an incident. 27th for Michael Blake, 28th for Mark Woodhouse, 29th for Scott Malcolm, and 30th for Andrew Whitehead. Julian Janowski 31st, 32nd is Simon Rosen, 33rd Rusty Laidler, 34th Steve Richardson, 35th Rob Graham, 36th Nicole Foggy, and then the last car on the lead lap, Lee Berridge. And then Sven Glatzel 1 lap down, so we do get a full. He will be the car on pole. Then Ross McFarlane 5 laps down along with Max Wright. And Dave Christie 6 laps down with Roy Ververke 7 laps down. He was the one that unfortunately hit. And he finished in last, Stelian Chepelevsky, where I believe the astronauts have just recovered his car. He should be back in time for race 3. He finished in 43rd, 9 laps down.
Yeah, not the finest hour for Stelian Chepelevsky. Note on Nicole Foggy, incidentally, he had to serve a penalty mid-race for a jump start.
Unfortunate for him. And then
he thought you had a bit longer to serve it than what you did, so he ended up with a black flag.
And for the reverse grid then, for race 3 of the BSRTC race 5 of the day.
Yeah, Alex, bring you in, mate. That was a really enjoyable race. I really enjoyed it. What did you think of it?
Yeah, another good race, right in that mid-pack, nip and tuck just like it was in the first one. Pleased for Jake as well to get another win, driver that, deserves some success. He's had some poor luck in this series.
Been very good this season, though, hasn't he, since the very first meeting at Phillip Island. But
indeed.
what are you going to do for him here, though? Because you're going to put him quite a way back, I think, regardless, aren't you?
Yeah, I could punish him here. Right, let's give it a spin and we'll see what we get. Oh, he's got away with the big one, that's for sure. It just ticks over from a full to 34th, so not too bad.
Steve Richardson on the pole then.
You saved him a couple of those, sorry.
Yeah. Simon Rosen in 3rd, Julian Janowski 4th, and Andrew Whitehead in 5th.
Alright then, and you can see how they get on when the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship returns, and that will be in about 10 minutes' time when we come back to the Brickyard. We'll see you in a bit.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series, and since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be into the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to the Brickyard. Apex Racing TV, iRacing Live, round 3 of the evening in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Andrew Woodhouse alongside former Club Series race winner Adam Bath. Hello.
That's the best introduction we've had all night, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, not at this track, at Charlotte Road Course. But yeah, let's run you through the grid. Andreas Katz starts on the... Oh, he doesn't start on the pole. Apologies, Andreas, you're not. Steve Richardson on the pole. Second, Rusty Laidler. Third, Simon Roden. Fourth, Julian Janovsky. Fifth, Andrew Whitehead. Sixth, Scott Malcolm. Seventh, Mark Woodhouse. Eighth, Michael Blake. Ninth, Ben Hackerson. And 10th is Laura Bond. 11th, Pete Howard. 12th, Kip Stevens. 13th, Jack McIntyre. 14th, Wojciech Swiderowicz. 15th, John Roberts. 16th, George Simmons. 17th, Michael Hall. 18th, Stuart Atkinson. 19th, Rob Fagg. And 20th is Richard Gore, 21st is Frederick Rasmussen, 22nd Diogo Melro, 23rd David Baker, 24th Ricardo Castroledo, 25th is Andreas Katz, the fastest man in warm-up, 26th Thorstein Helgersen, 27th Matt Bunn, 28th is Dan Kraft, 29th Alex Malensky, and 30th Nathan Davis, 31st is Adam Hadfield, 32nd Colin Cunniff, 33rd Alex Everett, 34th Rod Graham, 35th Nicole is Rod Graham, and then the rest Foggy, Berridge, Glatzel, McFarlane, Max Wright, Dave Christie, Roy Ververkane starting at the back in 43rd position all by himself. It's Stelian Chapelewski.
Alright. Here we go then. Revs are rising. We're ready for the start. Round 3 is underway. Steve Richardson gets a good one. Wasn't a good start by Laidler. He's usually pretty fast. What a start that is! Julian Janovsky comes flying through from about from the second row of the grid. It's like Jarno Trulli at Barcelona in 2004, but through comes... Oh, and there's a crash between Roden and
Richardson. Pole sitter, and it's kicking off again. Car 44, the Alfa Latex car turns sideways. I think that car's broken. Whole lot of cars across the grass.
Two Northern Lights cars having to get out of the way.
Oh dear.
But at the front it is Bulgarian Julian Janovsky, who got an amazing start.
Fantastic, yeah. There's a whole load of cars that got slowdown penalties. 2 of them Pro Sim cars. That's Rasmussen and it's Castroledo, I should apologise, and Laura Bond. But yeah, Julian Janovsky, where he found that grip from, away from the line. Unbelievable, yeah. We're already up into the lead from 4th on the grid. And he's starting to pull away a little bit. Got a 1 second lead as it's all kicking off between Andrew Whitehead, Savidovic, and Michael Hall as well.
Savidovic going around the outside of Whitehead. He's through. Hall looks like he's managed to do something as well. Oh no, he hasn't. The only thing he's managed to do is get boxed in, actually, Michael Hall. Behind Whitehead, and is that Frederick Rasmussen that's gone around the outside? Already up into the top. Like, that's about 6th place for Rasmussen.
14 positions gained for him in the opening lap.
What a first
7.
lap.
And here comes George Simmons, car 7, one of the noticeable boosted cars, about to overtake his teammate as we go through turn 13 to complete the opening lap. Here comes Melro.
We've got to make it known as well, Julian Janovsky is a former Kia World Series champion here on Apex Racing TV, so we know what he can do. So he just needs to keep it all together. He's not... Oh my goodness me, what is this?
That is Hall, the middle.
Simmons, Bunn. I heard tyres squealing, and I think it was Rob Fagg.
Rob Fagg in 16th, yeah. Dan Kraft had a fantastic start. He's up to 14th place now after making gains of 14 positions. One of the biggest movers through the field, really. Nathan Davis, the biggest mover, 18 positions, gained inside 1 lap.
Yeah, brilliant stuff by those gentlemen there. Fantastic. And this is unusual for the 2017 BSRTC, is that we've got 2 drivers who broke away from the rest of the pack.
Savidovic. On the inside of Woodhouse.
Savidovic going through, yes.
Now memories of Savidovic on a Woodhouse, ended up in a car flipped over at Barber, but no such issues there. I'm sorry.
Not this time for either of them. Look at the speed that the Kia Optima gets up to on this oval section. We haven't actually looked at top speed around here at the moment. So we are getting up to over 260 kilometres an hour down that main straight. Excellent. That's fast. That's about 170 miles an hour.
Faster than your box standard touring car would be getting down this straight.
Yeah,
that must be said. Even with these new powerful NGTC turbo-powered cars.
They still only do about 140, don't they? I think their main skill is up the medium speed cones and the acceleration stakes more than anything, I think. But Janowski now beginning to come under pressure from Russell Laidler, and Russell Laidler is a veteran with many starts to his name. Races VWs in real life as well, does Laidler. He knows his way around the touring car.
Losing in. And if CQRS line can't take a win, then I'm sure that they'll be very happy if a racer with CQR car can get atop the podium. Rusty Laidler hasn't had too many wins in recent times.
No, he hasn't, but he does pick up the odd one or two here or there. I'm sure Simgear would love their new livery to be on the top step of the podium. I do like it. It's very close between these two cars. They're our first and second, I think, for my favourite livery in the championship. Of course, the Apex Racing UK one as well, but these two are very, very good indeed. Here comes Laidler, then he's right in the slipstream of Janowski. Is he going to have a look? He does, but that's all he does.
Fastest lap of the race, Fredrik Rasmussen. He was 1.1 seconds quicker than Julian Janowski on that previous lap. However, he is 4 seconds behind. We have got 7 laps to go, so probably too little time for Rasmussen to get to the front. But how far away is Hackerson? He's 3 seconds behind these guys, but only lapping about 3 or 4 attempts quicker on that last lap.
Well, Rasmussen needs to get past Wojciech Svidovic first, and he proved that
couldn't do that.
He couldn't do it. No, that's it in the first race. So before he has any designs on winning the race, Fredrik, he has to try to beat the man who he couldn't beat before. And as Ric Flair would say, to beat the man, you have to beat the man. And the man round here is Wojciech Svidovic.
Knows every single bit of where to defend. The reigning champion.
Was a bit wide there, though, this line.
Make sure he brakes on the apex, though, so Rasmussen can't gain any time. Oh, shades of race 1, isn't it? He's got a good run through the final part of the road course, the infield. Fredrik Rasmussen.
I suppose it is the final part of the road course, isn't it? But now the difference being Svidovic has the slipstream off of Harrod. So he's getting a little bit of assistance, yeah, but what does he do? Does Wojciech defend the line, or does he just stay on it? Because Rasmussen may be able to have a look at the inside here. Svidovic drifts across to the middle, it's not far enough. Rasmussen's going for it, Svidovic leaves the door open. I'm not sure that was a wise decision. And he's just in front.
There you
Rasmussen's,
go.
That was a crash at turn 1. And Simmons is involved. Hans-George Simmons got broken suspension for the clash with number 9, Michael Hall.
Still a titanic scrap going on between Rasmussen and Svidovic. I think Rasmussen might just get a better finally, and that's all because Svidovic gave him the inside line into the first corner.
Yeah, it was, and give him that at your peril, really. Rasmussen is through.
Just about, yes he is.
About, but does he stay through? And the answer for now is yes. Now the tables are turned on our Season 6 and 2016 Pro Champion.
Well, he's got past one 2-time champion. Now he's going to have to get past another. Past the 2-time BSRTC champion. Now he's got the 2-time Club Series champion in front of him.
And in front of him is a Club 73 touring car champion in Ben Hackerson. So these are drivers who know what it means to be at the front. They know how to win races. And it's very close at the front, speaking of which, as well, because Laidler is right with Janowski here.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
Oh, sliding all over the place there. Still sliding, Rusty Laidler.
Trying to get an overlap. These two are okay for now in terms of any threat from behind, but I do sense that with 5 laps to go, if they get too engrossed in the battle, would put them under threat.
Through turn 2 they went, where Juan Pablo Montoya and Kimi Raikkonen crashed in 2006, and that was to be the final ever time we saw Juan Pablo Montoya in a Formula 1 car.
Quit, didn't he? Straight away.
Without even Ron Dennis finding out, just saw him chip Ganassi's headquarters.
Yeah, he was in the NASCAR. I believe he did a NASCAR race that very season.
Yes, he did. He raced in the, I think it was called the Busch Series back there.
There you go. And not just because Kyle was in it either.
And it's that same corner where the two McLarens came together. Nick Heidfeld had a moment where he flipped over.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, that was in the same race.
That was the same race, yeah.
Was it in the same race.
They all kicked off in that first corner.
2006, yeah.
And of course, Schumacher ended up coming out on top.
Of course, there was a great race here in 2007 between Hamilton and Alonso.
It was to be the final race here.
Yeah, I think F1 should come back here. I really do.
I think it's been haunted after that race in 2005. It just got really, got a bit of a bad reputation, the circuit, for Formula One racing here around that circuit.
The thing is, the circuit was always very good for racing, and
was it just the bad press that was generated by that?
Yeah, that's pretty much what killed it off in the end. But you never know. Liberty Media, they've got American owners, so I think it could happen. It definitely could happen. If they've made some changes to the road course, maybe they could make a couple more, and we could have F1 back here as well. That'd be great. But we do. Oh, Laidler hits Janowski, and that was a misjudgment by Laidler. Luckily for Janowski, at least, it's not cost him anything. Just a bit of time, about 1 second. And now that brings the others into play. Hakkisen, Harrod, Svidovic, and Rasmussen. Those are 4 guys who I wouldn't necessarily want bearing down on them.
Definitely not. Hakkisen, quick in anything really. Races GTs, races this, and proving to be very good in it as well. Up 6 positions. Pete Howard right behind him, up 7. You'll notice that Svidovic is back past as he goes into the back of Pete Howard. He's got back past Frederick Rasmussen.
Big Gago for 7th as well. Hall, Bunn, Baker, Simmons, Woodhouse, Melrose, Kraft, Davies, and Everett.
See if Laidler can get it done this time. Going through turn 13. When we get to the line, there will be 3 laps to go.
I think Laidler knows he has to get it done now. I think this is his chance, because I think the others are going to be on them. There's only 3 laps to go.
Oh, Janowski's opened it.
Janowski hasn't defended fully. Oh, it's so close. Look at Hakkisen.
He's not giving up.
Hakkison's got the bashing wheels.
He's trying his
and
best.
Laidler's through.
There you go.
What a good move by Laidler. Janowski just left the door open enough, and
they're here now.
Do not need to invite Rusty Laidler to come through. He will do that.
It took 1 straight, and they're finally here.
Wow.
Hakkisen, Harrod, Svidovic, Rasmussen, and will they set to work straight away on Julian Janowski?
Top 6, 5 different teams represented, and Svidovic has gone through on Rasmussen.
Yeah, he did that last lap. Tell you what though, Laidler's not doing his best to get away from them. He's just, he went wide through the first part of the hairpin, and this allows Julian Janowski to stay with him as they go down the back straight.
That whole thing again, isn't it? When you have a car in front of you for most of the race, it definitely can put you off when you finally get in front. Oh, what's that into the S's? That's Hall. That's Baker trying to get past Bunn. Unsuccessfully, but it's sometimes worth having a go into there. And it's all kicking off in the background as well.
Hey, well, it's not even
I believe that's Jack McIntyre and...
now the tables have turned. Here comes Janowski on Laidler. Got a fantastic run through the final corner, and Laidler hasn't been able to defend the inside line, so this time it's going to be roles reversed. And here comes Hakkisen. We could go 3 wide.
Go.
Janowski covers that off.
Thinks about it.
Turns in late.
Brakes. Hakkisen in quarter panels. No. Laidler, and I could see that happening. Hakkisen, big mistake, and Laidler will not thank him for that.
Well, Harrod was the quickest to gain on all of that. He's now up into seconds, as up the inside of...
And Laidler has just completely...
dive bombed.
Thrown it, yeah, just dive bombed Hakkisen. And they're bashing wheels again. And this isn't gonna go well at all.
Rasmussen up the inside.
Laidler's through, and I think he's going to be through on Rasmussen. Rasmussen's going to get through on Hakkisen as well. In fairness, that's probably what Hakkisen deserved. He went in very, very deep. And...
Laidler straight across to... Oh, here they go. 3 wide down the back straight is never a good sign as Laidler moves across to chop off.
Yeah, he's not happy at all, is he? He really isn't happy. I don't necessarily blame him either, to be honest.
I don't think it was Hackisen's battle to get involved with just yet.
It's his touring car racing. what happened. But yeah, I think you're right. I think a bit of patience. I think he could have. Done something, Ben Hackerson, but
Rasmussen through turn 12.
we're going to have 3 wide again here, I think.
Well, we don't want shades of Logano and Kenseth.
Or do we?
Oh.
Said that
I'm
last
sure,
week.
I'm sure the organisers don't.
Right, here we go.
We're just here to
Hackerson
win.
right behind Laidler again. Oh, here we go. No, he's not. Oh, he's not going to try it, is he? Surely, don't try it. Oh,
dear me,
Rasmussen
now,
and Laidler, that's close.
now Rasmussen's just roughing up Rusty Laidler some more.
Yeah, but the thing is, you rough up Rusty Laidler will rough you up back. And I think that's what some of the drivers are finding out here. It's pushed wide, and here comes Hackerson on the inside.
You can tell one thing is that Rusty Laidler's pretty content with allowing Rasmussen through, but he's absolutely making sure that Hackerson does not get by.
And probably so as well, to be honest.
Well, Savidovic is up into second, thanks to Pete Harris, I think, making a mistake because he's fallen 2 seconds behind the reigning champion now. So it looks like it'll be between Janowski and Savidovic, but I don't think Savidovic won't get there in time. It's the final lap of the race.
Stewards will probably be talking to Hackerson, I imagine, at some point this week. But Julian Janowski,
Where is he, actually?
he's done everything right, and it really was the start that made...
There he is.
Really was the start that's made his race, but he's fairly slow up the last corner. I think he's going to be okay. Savidovic doesn't look like he's close enough.
4 attempts, that should be alright.
But in the first race...
Or not, maybe not.
The new identity of the Sim Gear team. They come towards the line, it's going to be quite close. Wojciech Savidovic has got a lovely run towards the line, but it's going to be Julian Janowski who wins at Indianapolis.
Drag race to the line between Hackerson and Laidler, and it's Laidler that gets ahead.
I think justice is done there, to be honest. Baker got ahead of Hall, who actually got ahead of Bunn. CQR S-line ahead of Race Hub with CQR.
Epi and Atkinson, and it's Atkinson ahead of the line.
By the way, it's still going on. We've got 4 cars here. Dave Christie, Kip Stevens, Andrew Whitehead and Richard Gore, and this could be a battle on the last lap.
Indeed it is. Yeah, these guys were just crossing the line before our winner Julian Janowski got there. And
we'll see.
Old Dave Gore's really closing in, isn't he? 39th position.
Whitehead's been struggling out there. I really don't know what's up with Whitehead's car. He's former race winner here, but he just hasn't had the pace at all. Now, I don't think Stevens can do anything about Dave Christie here. The Scotsman's going to get there for 36th place.
Who had a pit stop, got a fast 24 seconds.
Stop, right.
Don't know what the 24 second stop would have been for, because if it was just a fast repair, then he would have just took it and got on his way.
I do believe, Adam, I was just going to ask you this question, but I think we've just found out the answer. I think that's Julian Janowski's first ever BSRTC win.
Well, there we go.
Unless you can remember another one.
Oh, it's going to be hard off the top of my head. No, he took a few in the MX-5 in the Winter Series, or maybe, I don't know, in a Kia in the Winter Series.
And he's been a World Series champion as well. We know he can win. But in the BSRTC, I think his own head's always got in his way, to be honest.
Well,
the main one was when he started on pole position for the series finale. In 2015, we were just talking about that the other day. He ended up down the pit lane exit at Daytona, and well, that was a fantastic win. Even though he was passed by Laidler, the shenanigans that went on allowed him to get that little gap, and he just beat Wojciech Savidovic to the line.
Laidler just saying that race was mental fun, and we enjoyed it as well. Let's run you through the finishing order. Then Julian Janowski takes what could be, probably is, his first BSRTC win after about 5 or 6 seasons of trying. Wojciech Savidovic takes second, third Peter Harrod, fourth Frederick Rasmussen, fifth for Rusty Laidler. Was determined to keep a top 5 ahead of Ben Hackerson, who finished in 6th. Baker 1 position away from his favourite spot in 7th. 8th Michael Hall, 9th Matt Bunn, and 10th George Simmons, 11th Dan Kraft. And cars that started inside the top 10 to finish there, we had 3. 11th for Dan Craft, 12th Mark Woodhouse, 13th it's Melro, 14th Nathan Davis, 15th Alex Everett, 16th Alex Smolensky, then Andreas Katz making it 3 drivers beginning with A in a row in 17th, John Roberts 18th, 19th Scott Malcolm and 20th Rob Graham, 21st Jake Blackhall, 22nd Stuart Atkinson, 23rd Delian Chepelewski, then it's Castro Ledo 24th, started 24th as well. That seems to be a trend, actually. I think the last person that started 24th finished 24th. Can't remember who it was, though. Jack McIntyre, 25th. 26th, Sven Glatzel. 27th, Ross McFarlane. 28th, Nicole Foggy. 29th is Colin Cunniff. And 30th, Laura Bond. 31st, Adam Hadfield. 32nd, Max Wright. 33rd, Roy Ververke. 34th, Forstein Helgerson. And the top 34, only separated by 30 seconds. 35, Simon Roden. And then the cars over a minute behind. Those ones that were struggling across the line. Christie, Stevens, Gorn, Whitehead. And then the cars that were out, Rob Fagg 5 laps down, Lee Berridge 6 laps down, Michael Blake 9 laps down, and Steve Richardson, the pole sitter, didn't get got to turn 1, but didn't make it out alive. Finished in 43rd and 9 laps down from Hero, very much 0. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the 4th and final race, which we've got coming up soon.
This is where heroes can become heroes again. And the man who makes the heroes, it's not Nick Fury, it's Alex Simpson. Mate, you've got a good intro there.
Yeah, thank you.
What a start by Janowski it was, mate. After the second row, that's how you get it done.
Yeah, fantastic start. That's really what won in the race, wasn't it? You know, it's out front, and in the end they battling behind him. But yeah, top job. Kept his nerve under a lot of pressure there. Right, let's give it a spin and see where we end up for the final race. Got some calls for full on the previous spin. Looks like we might be in for it. And indeed we are.
Oh. Well, Andrew Whitehead will be very happy. He's on the pole. Richard Gore will be very happy as well. 2nd, Kip Stevens 3rd, Dave Christie 4th, Simon Roden in 5th. A few of those drivers, I think Dizzy Heads are that high up the order.
Yeah, he will be happy. He may not be necessarily that happy that he's having to start in front of this lot, but yeah, Andrew Whitehead will start from pole position. The boosted motorsport car. Richard Gore 2nd, Kip Stevens 3rd, Dave Christie 4th, and Simon Roden in 5th. And you can join us back here in 5 or 10 minutes time for round 4 of the evening, the final race here at BSR Race Night in Indianapolis.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
For the final time tonight, we welcome you back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and race 4 in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath. And Adam, I've really enjoyed this meeting so far. Hopefully they can cap it off with a great race here. We saw really competitive first 2 races and a first winner potentially in the race.
Yeah, Julian Janowski, it's been non-stop really, right from the word go in the BSRTC. Race 1 was just tremendous. We had about 12 cars all in the line fighting it out for the win. We saw similar scenes in race, the start of race 2, then race 3. Battles all the way through the midfields really, and now with race 4 we've got a pretty large reverse grid. I don't think it was the full, in fact it was the full, yeah, for this 4th and final race of the day. So we've got everything to play for again. Richard Gore's going to be very happy. The Richard Gore button out in full force today. Yeah, we'll see if he's able to turn that into victory in this final race. Another 10 lap racing prospect.
Yeah, and that'll be 10 exciting laps as well. Andreas Katz currently fastest in practice. Can't really read a lot into the practice times out here. We can read a lot into the track temperatures though. It's 29 degrees. It's the air temperature and 33 on the circuit. So and there's absolutely no wind as well. So good conditions out there for the drivers.
Yeah, literally no wind, 0 kilometers per hour. So you won't be seeing too many of the flags in the breeze today. Let's run you through the grid then, as we get set to start the final race. Andrew Whitehead on the pole position. Was the last car to cross the line, and he's now going to be the first to cross it as we start lap 1. Richard Gore starting in 2nd, Kip Stevens in 3rd, Dave Christie 4th, Simon Roden in 5th, Thorstein Helgeson in 6th, with Roy Verke 7th, Max Wright 8th, Adam Hadfield in 9th, and Laura Bond in 10th. 11th is Colin Cunniff, 12th Nicole Foggy, 13th Ross McFarlane, 14th Sven Glatzel, 15th Jack McIntyre, 16th Ricardo Castronedo, 17th Stadion Chepelevsky, 18th Stuart Atkinson, 19th Jake Blackhall, and 20th Rob Graham. 21st is Scott Malcolm, 22nd John Roberts, 23rd Andreas Katz, 24th is Alex Walensky, and rounding out the top 25 it's Alex Everett.
Right then, almost ready for the start here. Lights are rising. Red lights are on, and now the green. Look at this now. Look at this pack in the middle. Bottom half of the top 10. Absolutely flying into turn 1. 150 miles an hour. And leading is Richard Gore. For Apex Racing UK. Boosted Motorsport second with Andrew Whitehead. Third is Kip Stevens. He loves these reverse grid races. Oh, Dave Christie almost getting together with his teammate, and that causes a big mess. Huge mess.
Oh my word.
The track is blocked.
Someone's in the air again.
The track is blocked. Where is the safety car?
Big Blackhall's car's been crushed into a cube, and he has 30 minutes to move his cube. Safety car, there it is.
There is a safety car. I mean, there had to be. That is the worst track blockage I've seen in a long time. Alex, can I just bring you in for a second? Do we know exactly who was that involved?
I was with a Fanatec car, I believe, getting turned around.
Yeah, I don't know where it started. If you can find where it originated, I'll get it back on replay.
I think I've got it for you. It was it was It was Mr. Adam Hadfield. It was the Adam Hadfield was the origin point of this. It was his teammate as well, actually. It was a Colin Cunniff that got into the back of him. And off they go.
Cunniff into Everett. Then
Blackhall gets launched. Of which launch pad did he use? Oh dear, just found him.
Oh, Cheppy got a bit of that as well. And 47, Jack McIntyre, and
who hit him?
Jake Blackhall, 22. John Roberts was over. That was a massive accident. That's one of the biggest accidents we've had in the BSRTC in terms of number of cars involved, I think, Adam.
Goodness me, yeah.
I'm not sure we've had as many as that in one accident before. That was madness. It's like looked like a swarm of ants all lost their sense of direction, didn't it? I'm just up in the blimp.
I can tell you how many cars are in the pits. We've got one, Alex Walensky. We've got McIntyre, Cunniff, Laidler, Bunn, Roberts, Glatzel, Blackhall, Bond, Everett, Rasmussen, Berridge and Katz, they've all come into the pits at the end of the first lap. Some may be able to continue. In fact, they will all be able to continue. They'll be able to get their brand new cars. But yeah, what a mess.
I wonder if we could go up in the blimp and just have a look at the chaos as it unfolded, because there really wasn't anywhere for the drivers at the back to go. I think one of them made it. There was actually one who made it through. Steve Richardson pretty much got through without incident, but you know what? There were still cars crashing at them coming around the next 2-3 corners. There was a car that had rolled in the air, and I think it was Lee Berridge that ended up round the following corner after a crash. So he got through the initial wreck, and then he comes through, and two CQRs. Oh, the two CQR cars crashed with each other. I believe
those would have been.
Was it Harrods?
Bunn, possibly.
Was it Bunn and Laidler?
Those are the two CQR cars I've got being shown in the pits.
I think it may have been Bunn and Laidler then. Richard Gore will be annoyed because he had a decent advantage, but it's now obviously been slowed by the safety car. But you know what? I think for the first time in a long time, we've had an accident that really, really warranted the yellow flag, because
first safety car of the season.
That was a real mess, and it was just a racing incident. And there's no fast repairs in this series either, is there? So a lot of those drivers in the pits are going to be staying there, Adam.
Indeed so. Ross McFarlane, he's the next car to come into the pits. Looks like he's realised he cannot continue. The lights are still out on the safety car. Shows you how quick things have happened. We're going to get restarted on lap 4 of the race, so it already wasn't a sprint. It's going to be a super sprint for these drivers, and Richard Gore is going to have Andrew Whitehead behind him, Kip Stevens, then Dave Christie, Simon Roden, Thorstein Helgeson. Pretty much everyone there hasn't gained or lost a position. Max Wright 7th, Roy Verke 8th. Then it is the cars that gained a ton of ground during that huge incident. Castroledo in 9th, up 7 positions. Then Chapelewski 10th, 7 positions gained. Then Nathan Davis is in 12th with 14 positions gained. And the likes of Baker and Michael Hall, 17 positions gained in that collision.
Chapelewski got quite a large piece of that crash as well, so wouldn't surprise me if his car isn't handling quite optimally. But sure he'll find a way around it, as he usually does, Stelly, and he really wants this 2017 title, Adam. He's really trying in this championship for a long time, hasn't quite been able to do it, but this year is the one I think he was going for, and having come pretty close last year.
Yeah, no fast repairs as well, I should just point that out. So we're going to get the race restarted with 29 cars. Now, for the first time in quite a while, we're going to have to see a BSRTC driver try and judge the restart, and some in recent years haven't done it at all well. So hopefully Richard Gore is able to do it with relative ease. Now, the safety car, you would expect it to go into the pit lane now, but it likes to go around turn 13 and then dash in at the last minute.
I was going to say, that's not the pit lane entry, is it? But that's why Gore, I think, is keeping a bit of a berth to the safety car, but not a massive one. And in fairness, not backing them up completely is probably a smart idea. Here we go then.
Good run by Whitehead, actually. He was able to stay with him.
It's almost a bit of a dead man's hand, isn't it? Leading the restart here at Indy. That's why, I mean, really, the better thing might have been to back them up in the end. And he's defending hard from Whitehead here. Christie, he's in there as well, and Stevens. Christie's managed to mug Kip Stevens on the restart, and Stevens hits him, and off goes the Scotsman.
Well,
and there might be a penalty there coming. I think there will be.
And off goes Helgeson. So he might have just outbraked himself, actually, just looking on the. Oh, he brakes trying to avoid the AM car, but yeah, carries on.
So whatever result Stevens gets might just be moot at this point.
Castroledo versus Max Wright, who's got the old canal boat out there trying to get around that corner. And here comes car 5. That is Stelin Chapelewski, up to, could be 7th if he's able to get past Verke into the left-hander, and does so. Or does he?
Belgian fighting back on the inside. Belgium versus Bulgaria. Oh, and okay, might have a go here. No, he doesn't.
Helgeson behind as well.
Helgeson looks like he's suffering a little bit. Look at the CQR cars in the line. Kraft, Hall and Baker. They might be able to hunt as a pack here. First victim is Nathan Davies.
Oh yeah, if we turn 13 they go. Now we've had crashes here.
Victim anyway, so.
Oh, they're so close to the wall there on the exit of turn 13. Davis has to cover the inside, and it looks like they also met car of Rob Graham. Could be in for a bit of a mugging here. Brakes late.
Roy Verke. Oh no, it wasn't. It was. They swapped places. As Graham. Oh. Good stuff by Davies to get through. He really needs a car between himself and the CQR guys to get a little bit of breathing space, but Daniel Kraft, who's had an excellent meeting, really. Take no prisoners on the outside, and Graham runs into him a little bit because Kraft had to brake a little mid-corner. Baker under attack from Foggy.
Leader versus man who finished second in the championship last year. There's a little look up the inside into the left hand at the end of the straight. Foggy's not giving up actually, and he's got the run around the outside. So Baker might have to settle in here, and he might even get boxed in behind his teammate.
Although it helps him out against Foggy in the end. Kraft very quick through the final corner. I wonder if I'm sure they're going to be able to get a good run here on Nathan Davies. Davies is starting to pick up the slipstream from the Simgear car of Thorstein Helgeson.
Well, battle for second as well. It's the man with the flag of St George on his helmet, Kip Stevens, trying to get past the boosted car with Ted Bull on it. That is Andrew Whitehead. And Stevens is going to take second.
Two men who've been doing this a while. Stevens goes through. Like I say, I wonder if the stewards are going to have some. Well, the deputy stewards are definitely going to have something to say about the incident with Dave Christie. Dave Christie still going?
He is in 30th position, the last car running at the moment.
I think he might have avoided damage.
Kraft has got past Helgeson. And next for him is Nathan Davis. Car 42, the number that Juan Pablo Montoya used during his time in NASCAR. Came close to winning the Brickyard 400 here in 2009. If it wasn't for a speeding penalty, he would have taken what would have been his only win on an oval. Hasn't won and never won on an oval actually in NASCAR.
He had the fastest car all race as well. That was the frustrating thing about that for him. He really did dial in that Chip Ganassi car. Side by side between Rob Graham and Nickel Foggy, I think. Foggy goes through. Scottish on Scottish crime there.
Clean out of Taggart.
There's been a murder.
Oh dear me, Simmons and Graham, and now here comes Adam Hadfield around the outside of the final corner. He's got Stuart Atkinson also there for company. Careful, Fanatec driver Adam Hadfield, he nearly hits the wall there.
Yeah, again more drivers getting really close to the fence. Here comes Atkinson on the outside. Bloody finger and all. Trying to go through on Hadfield. And he does. Good move.
Kraft past Simon Roden and for Verke as well.
Look at this in front.
I mean, that is the battle, yeah.
Oh,
Baker,
the battle just behind, yeah, sorry.
Baker past Roden. And now Hall past Roden.
Roden coming back. Roden trying to get back through on Hall. He did for a split second, and now we're three wide. Simmons and Simmons and Foggy. Simmons almost quarter panel Foggy right into Simon Roden.
Back up the inside. And car 7, that's surely Simmons, and it is.
Kraft still trying to have a go on Davies ahead of this queue. At the front, meanwhile, Richard Gore leads by 2.2 seconds. He'll be very happy to see that on his dashboard.
3 laps to go and he gets to the line.
And it's Stevens, then it's Whitehead, then it's Castellino, and then it's Chepelewski in 5th.
Rest of the top
In fact,
10.
Chepelewski's got ahead of Riccardo Castellino on this lap.
He has, but I think he's got a bit of a gap to get to Andrew Whitehead. Depends how quick Stalin Chepelewski is in the final 3 laps of the race. Baker passed over
1.3
Verke.
seconds.
The first corner, so that's Baker up into 9th place now.
Yeah, and Daniel Kraft immediately in front of him. I don't think Baker will be doing too much against Kraft here.
Max Wright doing everything he can to keep himself ahead of... Oh, maybe not. On the inside goes Davis, out of nowhere.
Oh, nearly.
Will allow Kraft the opportunity he needs.
See then, Apex Racing UK versus Automec. Oh, Bosch. Slight collision there, but Wright maintains his position. Round the outside goes Davies. He hasn't got the momentum though. Kraft does, and so does Baker. Here comes Kraft. He takes 1 place. Can he take another off of Davies? Here comes Baker as well. Baker up into 8th now.
2 by 2 through the final corner. Apex versus CQR, a site we'll probably see most of this season, and then Automec versus CQR in the background.
Best battle on the circuit. Overtaking moves in progress here.
Which Automec car's that? Is that?
Oh, Davies trying to squeeze Kraft, and that might have worked, you know. Oh no, it hasn't. Baker's going around the outside, so in the end.
Oh no!
Oh, he's pushed Baker onto the grass.
Back on he comes. Now here comes Max Wright back around the outside. Oh, contact!
Oh, it's contact. Yeah.
That's Davis.
And Simmons goes through. I'm not sure who made the contact there.
Oh, what a move by Foggy, by the way. He's also found himself in 8th.
Quick look at that back.
Kraft into Davis, possibly.
Oh, it was 14. It was Roy Verke who instigated that one.
Replay.
Unless he was hit.
On the camera now.
Yeah, it was
Verke into Baker, who then went into Nathan Davis.
Into his teammate. Verke sent Baker into his teammate. Baker into Verke's teammate, that was. The other Automec car.
That's the final lap of the race, and we've got a fantastic 3-car duel here. Andrew Whitehead versus Stalin Chepelewski versus Riccardo Castellino, all for a spot on the podium.
White flag for Richard Gore. Oh, Whitehead is too late in his defence. Got to fight for the podium, surely. I know the points are available, but here comes Castellino. Frenchman up the inside. Chepelewski gives him enough space. Great driving by both. And Whitehead there, I'm amazed he didn't fight that.
Vidovic is dropping down my timing screens, I don't know why. He's in a right gaggle, that's why.
Diogo Melro.
He's got Hall, he's got Rob Fagg, he's got Diogo Melro, as he said. There was a bit of contact there as Hall's going for the inside.
Max Wright, he's got Atkinson, and at the back of the group is Pete Harrod and Julian Janowski, who won the last race. And here we go. Richard Gore into the final sector of the race. Well, I can't remember when Richard Gore last won a race, Adam, if he has, but...
Might have on the season, actually.
Did he get one last season? I don't remember, we do so many races.
Yeah.
But it's been fantastic from Richard Gore. He started second, took the lead early on, and he hasn't looked back ever since. Coming round the final corner then. Big victory here at Indianapolis for the final race of the evening is Richard Gore.
I believe he's taken a win this season as well, so at least his second win of the season as Kip Stevens takes the runners-up spot. A welcome return to the podium for him, and Stelian Chepelevsky completes the podium with that overtake at the start of the final lap.
And they're still coming across, they're still very close together. Look at this, Atkinson and Harrod and
drag
someone
race
else
there.
as
Who was
well,
that?
Hackerson, I think.
Was
And there
that?
too.
Who also met cars drag racing to the line. Dave Christie, poor Dave Christie, is going to be... crash in front of him. Who was that? That was Julian Janowski, who's just thrown away a few positions. How did that happen? Looking on a replay. How on earth?
His own.
Oh dear me! Yeah, no wonder. The car's completely destroyed. Have you seen the left rear suspension before he even gets to the final corner?
Oh yeah, and he's
Wrestling.
he's trying to hold it. He's really trying to hold it. He only lost 2 spots, I think. That was it, and yeah, 0-0 for Janowski, but that didn't look like his fault. Should we see what?
I don't know how
if anything caused that?
He'd had it for quite a while actually. Was it something in the
He
first
was at
corner?
the back of that group, wasn't he? Was at the back of that group that we were.
I've just had a look. It's the start of the final lap. He goes up the inside of. Right, he goes up the inside of car 40. Now that's Pete Harrod, and on the outside is car 28. That's Simon Roden.
Got a right whack in the left rear, and that was that was that for him.
Of course, everything that the Kia Optima does is at the front, and that's why it's good for contact with the front of the car. But if you do anything to the rear, there's nothing much supporting it, and that's what happens to Julian Janowski.
It also means you can't catch the car either, especially on the banked circuit like this one.
Brilliant
Right
finishing
then.
order then for the final time. Then. Yes, Richard Gore takes the win. Second for Kip Stevens. Third, Stelian Chepelevsky. Fourth, Ricardo Castroledo. Fifth is our pole sitter, Andrew Whitehead. A top 5, I think, for him. He'll be very happy with that still. Sixth for Dan Kraft. Seventh, George Simmons. Eighth, Nicole Foggy. Ninth, David Baker. It's an upside down 6, Dave, don't worry. And 10th, Nathan Davis. 11th, Roy Verke. 12th, Forstein Helgeson. 13th for Adam Hadfield, 14th for Rob Fagg, 15th Michael Hall, 16th our race 1 winner Wojciech Savidovic, then it's Melro, Max Wright, Stuart Atkinson, then Pete Howard rounding out the top 20, Ben Haggison 21st, Michael Blake 42nd to 22nd. One of the big movers through the field. I think the biggest mover award does go to Rob Fagg, 26 positions gained. Then Michael Blake, and then Simon Roden, Sven Glatzel, Scott Malcolm, Mark Woodhouse, then Dave Christie, who got turned around by Kip Stevens the first lap after the restart. Steve Richardson, then Julian Janowski, the last car running. And then the cars that didn't score any points. Rob Graham, John Roberts, Ross McFarlane, Alex Everett, Laura Bond, Jake Blackhall, Andreas Katz, Matt Bunn, Alex Smolensky, Colin Cunniff, Jack McIntyre, Rusty Laidler, Frederick Rasmussen. And he's just hit Lee Berridge, finishing in 43rd place.
And a couple of people didn't they, in that race? Unfortunately for him. But yeah, that was very eventful. I will say, just bring Alex in for a quick word on the meeting itself. You must got a little bit of a different perspective from just doing the cameras today. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was a good race meeting. Enjoyed that. Lots of battles going on all over the place, really. As always with the series this season. So yeah, it's good. Shame we had the big crash there at the end, really. I think it would have been a good race, but not that it wasn't anyway. But yeah, we lost quite a few people there, got caught up in that. It's just one of those unfortunate things with the big grids. I think when you have a crash like that where it spills into the middle of the circuit, no one can really avoid it.
Yeah, because everyone's unsighted, aren't they? And
oh yeah, exactly.
I will just say as well that I've forgotten what I was going to ask you now. I was going to ask you something else. It was about the... it'll come to me. It'll come back to me. Right. Let's have a quick look and see if there's any drivers waiting for the interview. Not at the moment. Oh, that was what I was going to ask you, Alex. I was going to say that obviously from racing here in the Grand Prix series, there's a lot of overtaking opportunities here, but it's very difficult to make it stick, and I think that's what we saw tonight.
Yeah, exactly that. And I think, you think of this as having this massive long straight that you can get the move done fairly easily. And, I think a one-on-one, yeah, it does, there is the chance to get that done. But the huge packs is very, very difficult. Because like with the World Championship race. Everybody's sort of DRSing or slipstreaming everybody else, so it sort of negates somewhat the opportunity to get by. So, but yeah, I think we saw some good moves. I thought Kraft really stood out as the one driver who was able to make plenty of moves, sort of in the pack around sort of his peers. Of course, the quick drivers were able to come through on the slightly slower guys. Not that they're that much slower around here, because actually it was very, very close on the grid. But yeah, for me, he was definitely the standout driver of being able to make the moves today.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with that. And yeah, Adam, I think we saw a really, really fun meeting tonight.
Definitely, yeah, Indianapolis Road. Good little circuit for these Kia Optimas, and yeah, great job by all those guys. Where does the circus head on to next, though? That is the question as we quickly load up the calendar.
It's a good question. If we ever, if we ever know where it's going.
Yeah, we just turn up. Formula Renault, they go to Brands Hatch next week, but the BSRTC, they go to a good neck of the woods and the northwest, Alton Park.
Ah, there we go. Right, that's a
That was throw from me. Yeah.
Yeah, not far away. Not far away. We are joined in the commentary box. We do have one victim waiting for us, and that is Andrew Whitehead. Andrew, can you hear me?
I can. You call me a victim?
Yes. You're a victim of having to come and speak to us. The top
you make it sound bad.
Well, pole position for you, and you turned it into a top 5. Well done.
Yeah, it's, I was hoping for a top 10, so a 5 is pretty good actually for me. I'm more than happy with that. No pace around here, so I was pleased with the safety car, and obviously some of the guys got held up at the back, so just gave me a bit of breathing room.
Well, you missed the mother of all crashes. If you, when you watch it back on the broadcast, you're going to see it. It's one of the biggest crashes we've ever had in this series, and yeah, definitely warranted the safety car. And like I say, it was quite pleasing to yourself. As a team, the night sort of got better, didn't it? As it went on, it didn't start particularly well. I know George was out early in race 1, and you were suffering with something in the first race. How did it go as a night for your boys?
Yeah, I can't remember as far back as race 1 actually, but I know George had a retirement. We lost John in that race as well. He got caught up in the big one. But Stuart had a monumental night. 4 finishes, 2 in the top 20, the other 2 in the top 25. So absolutely stalwart drives from him.
Considering he's only got 9.5 fingers as well, it's not. It's not bad, is it? Really.
Bless him. He only broke a nail, it's not that bad.
I don't know. There was flesh hanging off. So
technically, it was just a nail, and some bone, maybe some bone.
Oh,
yeah. No, absolutely brilliant effort from him. I know that Ben and George had decent finishes in their races too. So I'm not expecting much from myself. I'm still getting used to this new wheel and what have you. So my pace has dropped even lower than it normally is, but. Happy to roll around at the back, just trying not to get hit, but not doing it ever so well at the minute.
Hey, well, you managed it well enough in the final race. Final word from you then, really? It's not easy when you've got guys like Chepelevsky and Castellido and Kraft bearing down on you.
No, that restart was pretty good though, wasn't it? I caught him napping
a little
bit there. No, I knew I wasn't going to have the pace to stay in front of him, so there was no point. In fact, I didn't defend into turn 1 at all. I just let them go. There's no point. But yeah, I knew I was going to fall foul to them eventually. But while they were fighting behind, at least I got to the white flag lap before they got past me, and that allowed me to maintain the 5th. So chuffed to bits with that. All
right. That's pretty much all we got time for tonight, mate. So yeah, just give a shout out to the sponsors, the team, whoever you want.
Just to the team, really. We're self-funded. There are no sponsors, so open to offers, of course. But no, shout out to the guys. Absolutely smashing it out of the park this season. Just solid and consistent results. Really, really pleased with everything that's going. Yeah, great.
All right, awesome stuff. Great to see you guys improving, and. I'm sure we'll talk to you soon.
See you at Alton Park.
Are you around for the fundraiser tomorrow?
I hope to be, but my wife's in hospital, so if I'm not back in time, then I'll miss it. So.
All right.
But
Well, hopefully we see you.
it's about the contribution, not the racing. So that's the main thing.
Well, that's it. All right, mate. Take it easy.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Andrew Whitehead there, and yeah, Adam, it turned into a pretty reasonable meeting in the end for Boosted.
Yeah, it did, and Hackerson was up there strong for the first half of the race meeting, and yeah, they had Andrew Whitehead up there near the end, and George Simmons even managed to get from 30th to 7th at the end to make sure that there were 2 of them inside the top 10 at the end. So yeah, a good result for them, and I'll see if the championship points have been updated.
Let's not forget, by the way, in the final race, Robert Fagg gained 26 places. Finished 14th. That was pretty spectacular.
I'll look at the wrong standings. BSRTC points haven't been updated yet, but going into this race meeting, the Boosted team was already sitting top of the Pro-Am teams. Well, those results in the 4 races tonight will help consolidate that further.
Yeah, I reckon so. And that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about consistency. It's about getting to the end of the season, putting yourself in a good position for that showdown. Because, okay, as Andrew mentioned, self-funded team, but if you win the Pro-Am standings, well, that could pay for your entry fees for next season. So, you know, there's a lot at stake, up and down the grid, and that's why we love this series so much. Right, thank you everybody for watching. It's been a really good 6 races tonight here on Apex Racing TV. It's time for us, I think, to have a well-earned rest, and yeah, we're going to see you next week as the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship continues. From all of us here at Apex Racing TV, it's good night.